2 wins on board. Probably feeling pretty confident over Adam and Suarez right now, who have both dropped 0-3 and 0-4.
Is that a bit of a log bait coming out from Surgical Goblin?
That's what it looks like to me.
Princess instantly being deleted by Poison, split archers at the back, and Goblin Bow comes right behind.
Yep, getting the log roll through. Just missed one of them. Baron is playing a very interesting deck here. He's got Giant Skeleton and Sparky, 2 cards that we very rarely, if ever, see. You know, Nim Sensei did get a chance to play and win with Sparky. It's got to be a huge upset if Baron can do the same thing here. Inferno Tower is a really good counter, though, to those big, heavy troops. The Giant Skeleton might have some trouble getting through that, and especially with all the distraction that Surgical Goblin's going to be able to put up with the Goblins. You got to be a little bit worried for Baron, but he's playing calm, cool, slow, collected. Going in for this left side attack, though.
Yeah, he's not going to answer for the Goblin. Oh, Slog comes out.
Hang on, that Ice Golem's blocking. That's about 500 damage off the left side tower. Skeleton started to stack up just a little bit. Princess and the Dark Goblin making it a little bit too slow in there. And a nice poison as well. Baron is actually playing at the top of his game right now. That left side tower down just about 800 hit points, while Surge hasn't really gotten too much of a connection yet on his opponent.
Yeah, he's got a little bit of chip from that Goblin gang that just came through here, but it was drawn like a little bit of attention there on the left-hand side. But gonna drop the Tombstone, let these Skellies start marching up the right lane, probably combo up here. Something to do with it once he gets to the 10 Elixir, but Princess gonna have a very easy time shutting down all these Skellies, because of course, just such incredible range in AoE coming out from that card.
That's right. We've got just kind of small mid-sized pushes going out so far. Expect in double Elixir time to see Surgical Goblin holding onto that rocket until he sees the big push coming in from Baron. A Giant Skeleton with a Sparky right behind would be a massive threat. Now, Baron does not know that his opponent has the rocket right now. If he tries to make that play, he could be in a lot of trouble. Roll a log through here, Baron. That's what you need. How is that not a log opportunity? Maybe it's not back to his hand yet.
I don't think he's got it back to his hand.
Or he's holding on to it for the Goblin Barrels. That might be a pretty good option. There it goes. Rolls through. Down to 1960 on the right side there. But Baron applying more pressure to the left. Be trying to pull out a win here. He's going to send in another graveyard push maybe. Skeletons to catch. It's looking like, actually, since he's got Skeletons in his deck, that deck list we have on the left side of the overlay may not be accurate. Yeah, Archers as well from Baron, so not quite sure what we have.
Golden Bow coming down. Gonna answer with the log, but Princess, I don't think is in range to actually be hit by this, so Princess still gonna be fine. Oh, Mega Minion gets the 1 slap though. Graveyard on the left. Poison available
Poison's gonna take down the Dark Goblin and hit the Knight and the tower. Good opportunity for Baron to get some damage in here. Bring it way far down, might even get into triple digits. Oh, not quite, but Baron beating Surgical Goblin right now, ahead of the match, hasn't claimed the win yet. But let's see if he can just continue this very careful, slow, methodical defensive play. You know, there's gotta be just this sort of psychological advantage for Surge right now, sitting high and mighty. Surge dodges that poison with great deftness. Log rolls through though, he's gonna need to counter this Goblin Barrel out back. Ooh, yeah, lucky for Baron, that was a Juke Barrel.
Yeah, Juke Barrel, Skeletons catch it. Very nicely played. But you gotta think, Baron could, in theory, just cycle through poison here. Combine attention with Graveyard as well, because the Knights are not going to be able to catch those Skeletons.
Skeletons are starting to stack up out of the back.
No, 500, King Tower
400, 300, 200, a poison added on top, and Surge gets the good game.
Are you kidding me?
His first loss in the Crown Championship. Baron has done the unthinkable.
We knew that Surge
a bit, or if he's got a unique creation of his own to try to claim victory here.
It'll be surely be interesting to see if there's any variation. Surge running the 3 Muskies this time.
I just love watching Baron. He's so subtle in the way that he looks around, gives a quick little smile, a knowing nod to the camera. We've got a Goblin Gang out the left side. Zap goes down, not going to get quite the connection that he's looking for there with the Barbarians, but one does make it onto the tower, blocking for the Night Witch there. Ice Spirit goes down, and it looks like the Night Witch and the Barbarian are going to go onto the left side again. Miner to take on that pump, and Baron has got a great early advantage once again over Surgical Goblin. 2,000 hit points taken off that left side tower in the first attack of the game.
I love the little head bob from Baron there at the end. Like, he kind of looked to the end of the push. He's like, yeah, pretty good job. He just carries on going. And that's a great job to kick things off there, Baron.
Is Baron Surgical Goblin's kryptonite? It seems like every move that Surgical Goblin wants to play, Baron is one step ahead of him. Countering that pump with the Miner, it's amazing to think that Baron is really relying on 3 Musketeers for this deck, but got so much damage in with just a Battle Ram Night Witch push.
Oh my god, that Ice Spirit shaved up the Ice Spirit. No! Oh! Just a little.
Still a threat though. Ice Spirit one swing.
Just didn't have the duration on that Ice Spirit for Baron to stop the counter Ice Spirit from landing before impact was made. Just fall short. There you go. Nice zap to guarantee.
Nice zap by Surge. Gets the Barb on tower, and the Musketeers have locked. The Goblin Gang making its way toward the right side tower.
Is this the turnaround?
Musketeers about to finish it off. That is the turnaround. Surgical Goblin takes the tower down. Facing 2 Musketeers and a Battle Ram over to the right side, though. He's going to play really heavy defense. I don't think a Bandit's going to be enough. Can't block the Battle Ram. Gets the connection. A Miner on top to get some more damage onto the tower. Plenty of tanks for these Musketeers, and they are going to take the tower all the way down.
But look at all the work he's done on the left-hand side already. Baron has set himself nicely to get the 2-1 victory. There's only 400 HP left there on Surge's tower.
Baron so far ahead in this game right now, going into double elixir time. 60 seconds left for Surgical Goblin to try to turn this thing around again. Now, Surge and Baron have both recognized that there's no big spell in their opponent's deck, so they're happy playing 3 Musketeers all in the same lane. Who is going to be able to better
the Muskie
defend?
duel in the middle could decide the rest of this matchup.
Battle
if it goes in the favor of Baron, it could work out quite
also
nicely.
for Surge. Ooh, Goblin's coming in. I think the gank is going to work better for Surge in this case. Zap goes down, but the 3 Musketeers are about to lock onto each other. Hit this Ice Spirit jump.
Zap!
No. Zap coming in. Can we get a tank out for Surge? Those Musketeers are none too healthy. Battle Ram is going to take one. Night Witch out on the left side. Can't kill any of the Night Witches.
Oh, he connects.
The Musketeers are connecting. Are they going to reach the tower? There they go. Barb.
Yes, the lock-off. That's it. Surgical Goblin.
It down. Baron, you got to get Musketeers right on your opponent's side of the arena. Got to finish off that left side tower. 4:48 left.
He's going for the free crown. He's not happy with game 1, and he's sending a message. You may have made me bleed, but I will destroy you for doing that.
Oh, man. I so thought Baron had that game. The top 2, but it all comes down to this game. Can Baron claim victory here? If that overlay is correct, it looks like we got Hog Lightning out of Baron and a Graveyard Cycle deck out of Surgical Goblin. May have taken a page out of Baron's book there with those quick attacks. And yeah, Tombstone as well. That looks like the deck that Baron played in game 1.
Maybe he's just like, because we know the players can adapt. They don't have to lock in their decks before the match. They can create any deck they want in between games. Maybe he's just like, this will get him. And like, use his deck from game 1. As maybe just this extra level of mind games.
Just one Archer to support this Graveyard push on the right side. Not a very big attack, but Baron is playing very cautiously on defense. Only has got the Knight and those Goblins out on the right side to defend. Takes it down, but he's going to move it on the right side. Here comes the Hog Rider attack. Check this out. Can we see a log to support this Hog? No, not quite. Looks like the Skeletons are going to be able to take the Hog out before he gets to swing onto the tower. The Knight, swarmed by Skeletons, is not able to get a connection in there either. Surgical Goblin in the first minute takes a little bit of damage on the right.
Execution doesn't even seem to get the angle just to get some lot damage onto the tower. Graveyard being dropped. Ice Golem is there to draw some aggro and pull him away. We'll get the freeze to clear out, hopefully, but there's so much damage being done to the right-hand tower.
Corner.
No one's touching it. Execution in the back right corner hasn't done enough fast enough.
Surgical
and
Goblin
Surge is taking the lead.
Baron cracks another smile, but he took a ton of damage there. You know, the Ice Golem could serve as a really good tank against the Graveyard. When it explodes, it kills all the Skeletons, but just couldn't get enough damage onto the Ice Golem. It was all going straight toward the tower. Executioner is going to finish off the Skeletons, though. Is the Hog Rider going to get a swing?
Oh, doesn't get the tap.
Just not barely.
Yeah, Executioner won't kill off that Archer, but the tower will get that one arrow through, I believe.
What is Baron saying to Surge there? You know that they got something.
Nothing's going on.
Can we get those guys mic'd up? That would be hilarious to hear.
I think it would be. Maybe for finals. We'll push it for finals.
Yeah. I'll work on that. Ice Golem out on the right side, though, to try to block a preemptive. What the heck? Tornado onto an Ice Golem. I think that might have been a misplay there. 3 for not even 2 trade. Can't finish off this Ice Golem in the back.
Goblins are sitting on top of the poison, actually coming out from Surge to try and give himself some extra levels.
in the top left corner grabs it. Oh no.
80.
Lightning gets that Hog on the tower, though. Nice Ice Golem to block.
Surge finish it.
Is going to drop down. Yeah, it's 1150, but Surge is going to be able to take that right side tower out with a log. It's really up to Baron to get a big hit over on the right side. But can he do that and block on this left side as well?
Yeah, he switches attention to the left. No, he's got the advantage. Log comes out to clear the Goblins. Might get a couple more skellies out of the Graveyard. He does, and they start getting some chip damage.
Take a little bit of damage. Nice log rolls through, kills all the Skeletons. Look at that. The Skeletons from the Graveyard, or from the Tombstone, and the ones that Surgical placed are taken out in one fell swoop. Right side hit from the Hog Rider is going to bring it down to 12. We need to get another log in here from Baron to get that tower down. Can he cycle back? I think he should have enough time. Ice Golem and Goblin's very cheap. One more log. No, Baron! Can it eat it? It gets there in time. Baron's going to put this thing into overtime now.
It's no longer about the right-hand lane. It wasn't even for the last minute or so. It's all about the pressure that's being put on the left. Surge has got the HP advantage. It's time for Baron to come back into it. He's got the Hog Rider. Tombstone is there. Archers will back him up. But now, Surge on the counter-attack, running straight into the Executioner.
Here comes the Executioner chopping down this Mega Minion. Ice
Draw the
Golem
aggro, he draws the aggro of the Executioner.
Oh, nicely done there. Rolls a log through, though. He will not be going back on hard on offense just yet, but Baron, it does have a pretty good defense against this big push. Low on elixir. He'll probably have enough to add a Hog Rider on. Here it comes. Tombstone to block the Hog Rider. Another Ice Golem to block for the King Tower. Nicely done, Baron. Lightning hits the Tombstone and the tower, but can't get the Hog in there. Knight's about to make some inroads, though, unless Surge can block it. There we go. Skeleton's in the back end. Get the job done.
Skeleton's OP, still nerf.
Baron, though, at 1477 does have the elixir to set up an executioner to defend. Looks like Surge will not be committing to this push. Gonna go for Poison Cycle. Okay, interesting decision there. Hog Rider to make the attack again. Oh, bad log rolls. Not gonna hit the Tombstone, though. That Hog is distracted just a little bit too long. It's not looking like he's gonna reach the tower. Wow, just stonewalled by that Ice Golem.
Oh, Tornado to get the maximum value out of this executioner will clean up that re-push from Surgical Goblin.
Surge is getting reliable damage from the spells. Hasn't really sent another big graveyard spell back on yet. I'm wondering why Baron isn't playing the Hog Rider just directly on his opponent's side of the arena. He's sticking it always behind this Ice Golem. Good lightning goes down to arena target 1199. Good hit from the Hog as well. Baron is back ahead now in tower damage, but it's Surge's turn to counterattack. Ice Golem to block is going to see a graveyard set up in the back. We got the King Tower activated. That is great news for Surge if he can get some skeletons to spread out, but no, they're all stacking up onto the Knight.
Yeah, they're all being drawn into the Knight's arc of control. Going to get themselves decimated before they can make the impact that they need to, as the HP has started to level out here.
A lightning cycle from Baron. He just needs a little bit more on that left side tower. A naked graveyard. Ice Golem added on to block some hits. It gets the aggro of both towers. Ice Golem in the back for Barons trying to soak these skeletons, but they get a fantastic surround of the tower. Brought down to 401 hit points now. That's 2 more poisons. Can Baron get that lightning cycle onto the left side to claim victory?
Yes!
There it goes! Baron wins! Defeats the undefeated Surgical Goblin. A 2-1 victory for the German player.
The underdog story happened. People wouldn't have said that Baron could take out Surge. Surge gave him respect, and guess what? He has earned it from the rest of the community. He's taken down someone we were touting as going to be the EU champion. He made the god bleed, he twisted the knife, and he's taken that victory.
There is now only one undefeated player in the European
game. It is no coincidence that 2 of the best players and best YouTube creators are found here in the finals. That's what I love about Clash Royale, Woody. I've played a lot of esports. Some esports are kind of random feeling, where it's really hard to see the same person win multiple tournaments. That is not Clash Royale. This is a skill-based game where the best player comes out on top. We have seen both of these players win multiple events, and there is just one more match standing between them and $20,000 apiece.
Absolutely. The first game is now underway. Surgical Goblin starting off in the back nice and slow with a Knight supported by the Princess. Looks like he has turned once again to his log bait deck, one of the favorites among pros, and it doesn't really have any bad matchups. Let's see if he can hold off once again and get another win against Achin.
Arrows comes down, perfect timing. The Goblins didn't even appear and they're dead.
Wow, a big heavy Inferno Dragon trying to burn through to the tower, but can't quite make it all the way there. Ice Spirit hops on, and that's going to be a little bit of chip damage there for Surge. Gives him the thumbs up.
Spear
Happy
Goblin
with that little bit of damage he got there, yeah.
Now we have Knight coming down. Lava Hound comes out for action. One of his favorite decks, actually. Big Lava Hound player in the Crown Championship Series.
Nice Goblin Barrel connection out the right side. Huge hit for a Surgical Goblin. Stabbing that tower now. There's nothing. Achin has to stop it. That's a tower, and it's up to Achin now to hit back even harder. Log roll through the Goblins mean that there's no support for this Lava Hound whatsoever.
An unsupported Lava Hound, though, is better than a lot of tanks, because once it turns into Lava Pups, it's like a poor man's minion horde that can do some serious work onto the tower.
It looks like the Pups are hanging on strong, just trying to keep that right side healthy.
And here we go, Knight, half health crossing. We got the Inferno Dragon on defense. Princess played at the river. You have to respond to that Princess. She's going to get a couple shots in there. So we'll see what he decides to defend with. He may end up defending with... Oh, no, he's just going to ignore it. Or at least let it... Oh, there we go. The split Goblin Gang is going to go fight it. He's willing to take a lot of damage, though, in order to kill that Princess. And it doesn't die! The Princess is alive and still shooting the tower, bringing it down to triple digits and below.
Bats take her out, but it looks like that 788 on the left side tower is none too healthy. Surge could very well go for the second crown, and it wouldn't take a whole lot of time. He does need to get this Inferno Dragon off, though. Blocked by the Knight. I think he's got the right idea here.
He does take a crown, and actually of all the decks that Surgical has played against, this one is the most likely to 3-crown him, because all it takes is an Inferno Dragon on your tower for about 6 seconds, and your King Tower is done for. The towers get lower though. It looks like Surge is trying to go for the 2-crown victory, getting that extra tower just for safety. Arrows comes down. Oh, the Ice Spirit comes down just after the arrows, and this tower on the left is going down.
Boom goes the dynamite. Nice hit from Surge. Just have to hang on 14 more seconds. Blocking this Inferno Dragon. Can he prevent it from locking? Looks like that's a yes, but the pups are about to go wild. Ice Spirit jumps up and pops them down. That's going to be a win for the man with the plan. Surgical Goblin, Team Queso rep from the Netherlands, takes this first game.
And the crowd is starting to get into it. Surgical Goblin has just won 4 consecutive games. For a while, the bats could have been the damage.
Viva La Sparky and the Sparky Masters. Only 2 guys remain. Rumham, it's 2 kings, 1 cup as the final of this tournament is about to be underway. We've got our man from Team Queso repping Viva La Sparky, Surgical Goblin, at the podium, waiting for the first card to get played here. Let's see if Action can start to turn this game around.
And if you are one of the tens and hundreds of thousands watching around the world just tuning in to see these finals, we want to remind you of the format one more time. We have 2 teams of 3 consisting of a YouTube creator and 2 pro players. Each of these matches is a best of 5 where players will create their decks and then have to defeat all 3 members of the opposing team. Surgical Goblin was the last member of his team, defeated Azelius, and now he's against the 3rd member of their team, Action. The winner of this match will win it all for their team.
Executioner out back for Action, trying to get a chop onto the King Tower, but don't have another tornado for him to get the target on there. Knight's going to be able to chop him down. Action with a little bit more elixir to play around with. How will he start off his next push? Both King Towers have been activated, Rummy.
That's why Tornado was such a popular card. Earlier we showed Tornado and it looked like it had kind of a bad win rate, but that doesn't mean it's a bad card because in the hands of a skilled opponent, look at how good it can be.
Balloon falls on the left side. No drop on the tower. Action is going to take some death damage there. Executioner going to support this Hog Rider. That's a deadly combo. Hog moving strong. Pulled to the center though.
Does hit her just barely. Only one hog swing. Surgical seems very happy with that, although he does give the well played because took some damage.
Yeah, you know, credit where due. You got to acknowledge when you got to get a good hit in there. Surge holding on strong. He's taking damage out as both his left and right lane. Has really only focused on Action's left side.
Balloon is coming down. Ice Spirit's going to jump on it, but you really want that Ice Spirit for defense against the Balloon, and it's already out of cycle. Miner comes down to hold the tower and bring it down, maybe down. Ooh, no, 1200's all going to hit. This Death Bomb, though, will bring it to below triple digits.
Oh, man. A game of inches for sure. Action came very close to taking another big hit from that Balloon, but the Hog Rider moving in fast.
Oh, no, this looks like a really good push here for Action, as the Tornado only took one of them away, but no, the Knight takes out the Executioner, and most of it goes down.
It's so close, the difference between a massive hit and no damage at all. That's how these guys love to play the game.
It looks so good.
Razor close.
Like these players see something on offense and defense that I don't play because I'll look and I'll see it and I go, oh, that's definitely going to hit, and then it never does. Tornado used on defense against the Balloon, so no death damage on the tower. Instead, he's just going to hit 2 troops with it.
Action rolls the log. No more Princess to worry about. Hog Rider's still quite healthy. Pulled into the center by the Tornado, but he's got a little bit of backup left. Knight in the back is going to take a few hits away on that left side. Hog Rider gets the connection. 2 swings is good to bring it down to triple digits.
And this is what makes that activated King Tower so good. Having 50% more defense and really 100% more defense on just one side keeps that Hog Rider from accumulating the amount of damage that we're used to seeing from an unanswered Hog Rider.
Oh, man, this is an interesting play here. Surgical Goblin switches up lanes, going over on the right side now, trying to pressure Action, but that's a pretty full health Hog Rider about to make it to the tower. Does he get the swing?
No!
Just a little too late.
Fraction of a second there. And maybe he's setting up for another Balloon on this side. It was a bait. It was a bait to get the Tornado out of cycle. He's trying to get back to it as soon as possible.
Miner to chip away.
Yes, it's played on the inside where both the King and get it. He has to use Tornado to pull it back. Can he kill it before it gets the death damage on the tower? Yes, it looks like it's far enough away.
Good play there by Action. The Tornado, one of the only cards in the game that can really manipulate how your opponent's cards get played. Bringing that Hog Rider to the center means that it's just another opportunity to take him down. All 3 towers lock on, and there's no more for Surge to worry about at the left side.
Neither player is playing a big spell. Well, I guess we got Log and Poison for Action and just zapping, I guess, Princess for Surgical Goblin. Not a lot of great ways to get direct damage on the tower. There's no rocket that will finish this game.
I think Poison from Action might actually give him the leg up in this competition. If he can just get a few little cycling hits over on the left side tower, he'd be doing pretty well. Ice Spear freezes the Hog Rider, and another great stalling tactic from Surge keeps the Hog Rider off. There goes the Poison, though, starting to tick away at that left lane, and Action moves ahead in damage.
Miner's coming up, gets there behind, and really the Miner is what's slowly chipping this away for Surgical Goblin. He's getting there just a tiny bit at a time. So look at the elixir advantage right now. Surgical has a massive elixir advantage at this state in the game because he's, I guess, forcing way more elixir out of Action on defense.
Knight to catch the Executioner, not quite within tower range, unfortunately, but it's an aggressive move. Surge sends in another balloon to start trying to make its way toward the left side tower. Gotta keep these balloons off. We need that tornado. Here it goes. Action pulls it in, and left side down to 424. This takes a little bit of minor chip damage out the back.
And those death bombs are just out of range. Action is doing an amazing job with his tornadoes, keeping those balloons away. That's the thing you're always worried about.
That tornado spell came in a little late. Needed that backup from the Ice Spirit to keep the Hog Rider off.
Ice Spirit's gonna jump on the Knight, and we have another balloon. He's just forcing him over and over again, but Action is only a Log and Poison away from winning this game, so this tornado has to keep the balloon off or else he is in big trouble.
104. Miner brings it down to 40. Zap could win the game for Surge. Can he get there fast enough? Poison Log, it's a base race. Zap gets it! Surgical Goblin wins!
Surgical Goblin of the Netherlands has ice in his veins, keeps his composure, and wins the game with 24 health left on his tower. Unbelievable.
I do not believe what I just saw. Spell Cycle, the final conclusion of that game. And who'd have guessed that the weakest spell in the entire game would get the final kill? Zap from Surgical Goblin for the last blow. $10.
And that's it. If he sweeps Azelius and sweeps Action as well, a 6-0 run to close out this tournament would be the most ridiculous. It would immediately go into Clash Royale lore as one of the strongest endings to a tournament in the history of this game.
Bat splitting it up, a little bit of cycle here early on. We're going to catch that Inferno Dragon with a Goblin Gang. Nice move by Surge to keep that Princess healthy. Splitting up his push, though, sends in the barrel at the right.
Ice Spirit gets in there, getting a little bit of damage. Log's gonna come through, and Dark Goblin picks off the Princess.
Log bait for Surge, working very well for him in the first matchup that he had. Now bringing it once again against Action. Let's see if he can pull it off again. Lava Hound sweeping in the right lane. Will Action commit to the push? Just some bats so far.
The arrows comes in a little late, and the Dark Goblins, or the Goblin Barrel gets several hundred points of damage, and the Knight is pushing it further down into triple digits. The Lava Hound, though, on the top right side is also going to return the favor, dropping Surgical Goblin's tower deathly low.
Who said chivalry is dead? That Knight was putting in some great hours on the left side tower. Chin brought down to 673. Looking like this game might wind up being a 2-1 result. Who do you think is favored in this matchup, the Lava Hound deck or the Logbait deck?
If it goes to a 2-1 game, I think Lava Loon is in a really good position. The biggest downside is that rocket that can be used defensively, but once you get to the point where one tower's down on each side, you can just start playing defensive troops. You play your Dark Goblin, you play your Inferno Dragon, you play your Bats, and then only when they are counterattacking and crossing the river do you drop that center-placed Lava Hound, and that is how you can turn it around in a one-tower-down situation.
Action recognizes the weakness over in his left lane, going to defend hard with the high-flying Lava Hound. Interesting juke barrel thrown in the backside, only gets one stab onto the tower there from Surgical Goblin.
Because Action has arrows instead of Zap or Log, you had to throw it way in the corner because a simple 1 or 2 tile off juke barrel would not avoid the arrows.
Big aerial attack from Chin. Getting that Inferno Dragon across the river would be a great boon for him. Balloon strikes the right side tower. 878 hit points remain on it. Achin's going to be hard-pressed to get that thing down in the next 40 seconds. Sends in a quick Dark Goblin while he tears apart the left lane with a little bit more of that Lava Pup action.
This is Surgical Goblin's chance to start working on the second tower. That Lava Hound may not be stoppable. 500 damage isn't that much. And between Poison and just Lava Hound's Spear Goblin level attacks, I don't think you can stop that. But what you can do is start working on the next tower.
Last spell in Atchin's deck gets him that tower down, and yes, we will have a 2-1 game result. That is, unless one of these players goes for the 3 crown. Surgical Goblin with log bait sends in another attack down the right side. Knight making his way in, Log supplementing to take out the Dark Goblin. A few stabs from that Goblin Barrel are looking great.
And here we are, Poison comes down on the top left, hitting the Princess and taking it down. These towers are deathly close. Only 1249 separates Surgical Goblin from the championship, and only 1560 separates Atchin from the first win of this match.
Lava Hound coming on in to support this next push. An aggressive barrel. The Inferno Dragon, it's locked on. Oh my God, Surge doesn't see it. Atchin gets the win!
Inferno Dragon! It ramps up in damage. It starts low and ends high after a few. So far, this is insane. Of course it has to come down to a 2-2 tie between these teams. Of course it has to come down to Surgical Goblin and Atchin, the regional champions from the Crown Championship Global Series.
Razor thin margin of victory for both of these guys. Remember, if Surgical Goblin wins this game, it bears repeating, he has won the entire tournament. He's always been first place ever since he got second at ESWC last year. He has not been happy with taking silver, going for the gold, moving in hard on this left side with Musketeer though. Atchin gonna give him a little bit of a run for his money.
It's worth mentioning that Atchin has an incredible opportunity in front of him. He could upset the best player in Clash Royale, and he could become a legend in this game if he defeats Surgical Goblin 2 more games in a row.
This is effectively a reverse sweep that he's got to pull off though. Surgical Goblin with the 1-game lead in this best of 5 really has got the stronger position by far. Atchin needs to be able to turn this around hard, and I don't know, with the Mega Knight up against this log bait deck, he might just be able to do it.
And that would what make it a legendary performance. Surgical Goblin with a good trick there. He threw the Goblin Barrel purposely on the front side of the tower through the prediction log, so anything that was going to come and block it had to get hit by the log. Took out Atchin's defending goblins, and that tower ends at 1696.
Good read, Rummy. We got a big deck from Atchin, but I haven't really seen anything I'd call a win condition yet.
I believe Graveyard's
minor poison. You think Graveyard's in there as well? Oh, it's Tombstone.
Could be 3 Musketeers too, but there's no pump, so...
It's Tombstone. Take a look.
Oh, got him. 12:03, and that's a good opportunity for Atchin to invest this Mega Knight because he knows his opponent's low elixir. He's not going to get rocketed or anything else. That lets you build up a big push. Tombstone is already making skeletons that can back up this Mega Knight.
Let's go.
Princess is going to probably start shooting at those skeletons unless it gets taken out by a log or poison.
Ooh, Miner instead, but pulled to the King Tower. She'll survive after all, and that's a nice defensive advantage for Surgical Goblin. Zap takes out the Princess, though, and it looks like Atchin moving in on the right side. Log rolls through that push, but that's not going to take out the Mega Knight or the Musketeer. Lock is good, and Surge is in a lot of trouble, pounding that right side down to 614. Atchin is ahead in damage by far.
The Tombstone comes down, but it's not quite the best answer. The tower gets to 567. Surgical Goblin just needs a log and a rocket to become the champion of this game.
But hold on, he's got to defend against this right side push. 614 and a poison on top of it is not a healthy position whatsoever. Surgical Goblin sends in a barrel, trying to get a cheaper play here instead of having to send in that final rocket.
And now he's just within a rocket range. 28 seconds to go. Atchin has plenty of time to do 374 damage. He might do it with a poison. He might do it with troops.
Surgical Goblin not going to let this thing go away easily. Sends out that rocket. It might have been a little early, but let's see if it pays off for him. Atchin with the poison connection out the right lane. I don't think it's enough damage, though. Zap stack on top is too short.
Zap's not enough. Isn't down. He doesn't have an answer for it. The Miner's coming in. Will it get caught? It doesn't. Atchin ties it up. The crowd is going wild. We are going into overtime in this game.
One more win for Surge could claim victory, but dropping that right side tower is not a good look, especially against this heavy Miner control deck from Atchin. Playing very smart defense, missed that drop though. The Mega Knight intended to take out the Goblin Barrel, but looks like he's gonna have to go harder on the counterattack if he wants to get value out of this big heavy dude.
Atchin has to be thrilled because he's got a much bigger advantage here in the 1 tower overtime game. 2 defensive towers shooting those Goblin Barrels. Defense takes no damage from the Goblin Barrel.
Wow.
Ball comes through, cleans out the Goblins, pushes back the Musketeer, but I really like Atchin's position now in this game. He's in a good shape to tie it up 2-2 and push it to a game 5.
Muskie at the bridge, shut down by Princess though. Nice Miner in there, trying to get rid of her, but a good catch by Surge as well. Knight chops down that Miner. Wow, aggressive Goblin gang out on front, caught by the Tombstone. No value there, but wow! Tornado to pull that Muskie back in range of the rocket. Surge is out for blood.
Surge feels like he can just defend with less elixir, so he's comfortable maybe overspending to get the damage on the tower wall. taking care of the counterattack.
Hang
Oh no,
on.
here
This
comes
is
a Mega
punish,
Knight.
though. Atchen sends in the Mega Knight, and even though there wasn't very much defense against the Goblin Barrel, chopping apart this big old Mega Knight's not an easy task. Miner trying to give some support, but to be honest, the Goblin Gang from Surge got massive value right there.
Atchen has the deck matchup, but Surgical's playing this really well. He basically got 600 damage without taking any on his own. He's going to throw the log down there. There's a forward Goblin Barrel again. It hits. It stabs. No, the Goblins come in just later. Good timing.
Mega Knight deflected back toward the bridge. Surge with the defensive Knight of his own, but that Mega Knight's about to get a jump over onto the tower, blocked by the Goblin Gang, but that's not a great counter whatsoever. Miner connects in Atchen's favor, and only a minute 20 left until this thing is done.
More stabs, get on there. 635. It's 2 logs and a rocket. 1 log comes through, brings it down to 539. 1 more log rocket will do it. But there is not a lot of defense here as this Mega Knight is looking to jump.
Pull him back with a tornado, but that only buys you time. Surge sends in the barrel, rolls a log with it, kills the Muskie and gets a stab out of the tower. 337 is the total left, but look out, a Muskie and a Mega Knight coming on in hard for Atchen.
Oh, the tower's gonna get frozen just for a little bit. Goblin Gang comes there. Let's count the elixir. 4, 5. Is it gonna happen? 6.
No, he's gonna defend instead, pulls the Muskie away, but she doesn't die, forces the log out. Atchen gets it down to 39, Poison for the kill, and this match is tied up 2-2.
Look at the crowd. The crowd is standing there clapping. They cannot believe the level of Clash Royale that they are watching right now. Atchen, who is stressful environment, members of Boombox, and of course, YouTube Gaming and OnePlus for putting this on.
Boom. Hit all the nails right on the head.
245 separates these players from greatness.
Princess marches down into the poison, unfortunately taken out. Atchen with a nice little early damage advantage. No punish yet from Surgical Goblin. Since in the barrel, though, it's another log bait.
Now remember, Surgical has to play log bait. He's stuck into this deck. So Atchen is now playing his 3rd deck of the day. And look at this, it's as Doom says, yes, let's go, Atchen. Vamos, Atchen.
Vamos. Hawk5 says, hats off to Atchen's effort. Hashtag Kings Cup 2, hashtag #1+. Remember, you get a chance to win a phone if you send in those tweets right now.
And even Clash Royale itself is getting in on the action. Woo! Atchen Woo keeps Surgical Goblin from sweeping by getting a 3 crown at the perfect moment in game 3.
Well played, good game. Nice stab out the left lane, though. Surgical Goblin gets that barrel to connect, and he's trying to see if he can get this Inferno Tower to lock on. King activated, but this Inferno Dragon could be getting a lot of damage off. Surge's King activated, though, able to help deal with these pups. It's a damage lead for Atchen, though.
Jacob 3532 says, go for gold, Surgical Goblin. Whoo, 572 on the top left tower. It's 1273 on the bottom left tower. Balloon for Atchen.
Wow.
Defensive. Now, here that's a negative elixir trade, though, for Surgical. So it's actually, I mean, Atchen's happy with that because his opponent's down 1 elixir.
Moving in with another barrel on the left side. Surgical Goblin trying to get a little bit more damage out there. He knows that this has got to be a 2-1 game. The good thing for him, though, is that there's no hard counter in Atchen's deck. The 3 elixir arrows does take out the barrel, but it's not a decisive victory on defense, if that is how you have to spin that spell.
Now, he's using the Goblin Barrel to get the arrows out of the hand, then going in right after with more sort of spell bait style cards. The 2 Spear Goblins lock on, though.
Wow.
This tower's going down very quickly on the right side.
Atchen willing to take a few hits over on the right side, convinced that this might just be a 1 crown game here. If he defends hard on the left side, it might indeed turn out that way. Lava Hound Inferno Dragon coming on in. Is Surge just going to soak this damage? He very well may. Yes, he will. Soaks the damage and goes for the 2 crown. It's a risky maneuver. Will it pay off for him?
I think so, because he's going to take this bottom right tower.
Hold on.
And now he's got a massive damage advantage going onto the left side.
Tornado pulls the Inferno Dragon off just in time. It gets forced off with the pups exploding. Unfortunately,
it's back on, though.
But it's locked on again. There's no damage from Surge to deal with it. Finally, we get a Goblin Gang to wipe it out.
1061 on the left side, 2020 on the top right. The Inferno Dragon is the real threat here. It locks onto the King Tower again, but it's pulled back. Ice Spirit jumps and freezes them. Princess is trying to clear out the mush so that he can get more damage on there, and woo! Surgical Goblin manages to pull it off and stay alive a little bit longer.
Good bit of splash from Surgeon. He really is paying dividends now on that early work he did on the right side tower. Taking it down means that the left side is very vulnerable. Throws in the barrel, and this is a good hit from that.
Forcing the rocket out of Surge's hand to take care of the balloon is a good move, because if he gets to rocket that tower, then he's only 1 cycle away from winning the entire match. So you force him to use it on the balloon for a negative elixir trade.
Aggressive Knight play, kind of ignoring this Inferno Dragon out the right side, looking a little dangerous here. Pulling it away using the Tornado spell, keeps that left side under pressure, but no damage yet for Atchen.
Another Goblin Barrel's coming in. Arrows comes down to take it out.
The 3-for-3 trade. Princess about to get a bandit shot. Yes, the gambit is good. 2 shots for the Princess, and that's going to be it, Rummy.
A rocket comes out for Surgical Goblin as Surgical Goblin wins Game 5 and the Kings Cup 2. They're rushing the stage. Team Queso is rushing the stage. Surgical Goblin is bouncing up and down. Clash with Ashes holding him.
3 words from him. Viva la Sparky. Champions of the Kings Cup 2. I think we've got one last look at that replay before we get to break down the entire tournament. That amazing strike on the left side tower, leading Surgical Goblin and the rest of his teammates to victory. He has retained his #1 status in the world, undisputed champion, and has never lost a major tournament.
This is unreal. The players from all over the world are coming on stage to congratulate the Kings Cup 2 champion. Everyone, high fives all around. You can see the adrenaline dump in both players. It's so intense to be locked into a match like this, having it go to the last possible game and end that close.
And don't forget Clash with Ash and Vulcan.
This is Clash Royale Crown Championship World Finals. Please welcome from Germany, Baron. Representing China, Wins and Quiet. From France, Lopenge. Vietnam's Tally. And from Israel, Electrify. And from Taiwan, Yao Yao. Representing the United States of America, Music Master C. McHugh and Colton W83. From the Republic of Korea, Expo Master and Gelkyo. From Mexico, Adrian Piedra and Sergio Ramos. From Japan, Fuchi and Amaterasu. At the end of the day, only one will be left standing, and only one will etch their name in the Clash Royale Golden Crown.
Hello everybody and welcome to the biggest event in Clash Royale history. It's the World Finals live from the Copper Box Arena in London.
Yes, the winner is going to walk home with a life-changing $150,000. But no one goes home empty-handed today, not even the crowd. We're streaming this event today live to millions and millions of Clash Royale fans around the world in 9 different languages.
Today, we've got Yao Yao up against USA's Music Master. Yao Yao gets the thumbs up. He knows he's out. Music Master has destroyed this Golem deck, tearing it apart, an avalanche. 2-1 in the match overall.
Adrian Piedra is going to complete a 2-0 sweep, eliminating Jeltube from the Republic of Korea and moving on to the quarterfinal round.
The Pelon Army, Mexican player Adrian Piedra hangs on, and with the final fireball, Colton's left side tower goes down. Wins counts the remaining time. Chinese representative has knocked out Colton Wall 83.
We have Baron from Germany and Japan's Fuchi. But with 14 seconds to go, Baron just needs to hold on with 1,000 on each tower in order to get away with the win and move on to the quarterfinals.
They say the best defense is also a good offense. The right side going down means Baron has won.
We've got Expo Master up against Sergio Ramos.
Sergio Ramos, the Mexican player from Team Nova, will move on to the quarterfinals. The rare 1-0 victory over Expo Master. Sergio Ramos has cracked his defenses.
USA's CMQ and Electrify from Israel. It's getting awfully close, but it's not all the way there. Defensive Inferno Dragon cannot block the Spider. Ice Spirit to the pin, not gonna do it. Log rolls through. Electrify is going to the quarterfinals. We're gonna be pitting Wyatt against Lupanji of France. Enough though. Lupanji rolls the lock. Can that get there? I think this might actually go to overtime. Oh, no!
We're into the final match of this round. Amatrasi taking on Vietnam's Tali.
Excellently done by Tali. Didn't even need the tower to engage those attacking troops. Amaterasu is out of it. Tali for the 2-0 victory.
We're down to just 8 players left. Nobody knows who's going to win.
It's quarter-final 1. Music Master and Adrian Piedra.
Kind of a wasted Tornado 2. That was 3 elixir down the drain, and when you're trying to spell cycle as quickly as this, it's really difficult to let that go. And the log poison takes it down. Adrian Piedra realizes the game is over in just a few seconds, and Music Master, in a shock that silences the audience, has swept the Latin American champion in 2 games.
It's quarterfinal 2. Wins and dead.
There is a Rocket and Wins deck. That's the last card in there. So once we get down to under 10 seconds or overtime, expect to see that Rocket come out.
Yeah, Baron's got to throw every single thing in the entire world on the field. But with 1 second left, the Rocket in the air. Wings is going to fly that rocket. It's a windy travel, but it takes down the tower. And he is going to be victorious.
The third quarterfinal match.
Sergio Ramos and Electrify.
Sergio Ramos has one more chance to strike back. Knight out in front to block for an Ice Wizard. Ice Golem on defense. And it's going to be an offensive points and stacked on top. Can he get those Graveyard Skellies to lock onto the tower? There goes 1 hit, 2 hits. It's going down!
Sergio Ramos gonna take the game from Electrify.
We got to queue up this last quarterfinal match between China's Quiet and Tali from Vietnam.
There's the Tornado to pull everything back. The Miner coming in from Quiet. It's gonna get Mega Minion down and
Not
win.
enough.
One more
Not
poison.
enough in chat and left side tower for Quiet is within poison range. At a Graveyard on top for even more pressure. Tali has done it. He's going to the semifinals.
Now we're down to 4. From 4 really awesome countries with a passionate fan base and great players. We have China, Vietnam, United States, and of course, Mexico.
One more time, let's hear it for your semi-finalists. Duelers, prepare to back.
Count the cards. Poison's down. 1 card. Oh, here comes guard.
Just defend it.
2, 3, 4.
His apps in his hand. He's gonna take it home. He just let the Hog Rider take it.
Music Master defeats Wins in 3 games. And Music Master, you are going to the finals of the Clash Royale World Championship. This next matchup, Tali from Vietnam against Sergio Ramos from Mexico. I think Blue Electro Wizard needs to come out real soon, and he does. Now this could turn it around right here, because if Inferno Dragon of Sergio Ramos can take out the Mega Knight and the Inferno Dragon, it's going to counterattack along with Electro Wizard. This is Sergio Ramos' chance.
He's got the Mega Knight, the Inferno Dragon minions, and the Miner on the tower. He's got the entire family on the left-hand side, and it's gonna look like Sergio Ramos is going to pummel that tower, and look at that face.
Sergio Ramos is beating his chest on stage. The man has been nervous all day. He was not sure if he could make it this far. He has defied everybody's expectations. Nobody, and I mean nobody, picked Sergio Ramos to make it to the finals, and he showed all of them that he is the newest, hottest player in this game. He is going up against fellow 16-year-old Music Master in the finals of the first ever Clash Royale World Championship.
Please welcome from the United States of America, Music Master! And from Mexico, Sergio Ramos!
I am so impressed by these two guys. There is going to be the lion's share of that $400,000 prize pool being split up between the two of them. The golden crown will be falling on one of their heads. I don't think that there's anything left for Sergio to do but send in the final blow, Rumham.
He's just got to cycle back. Zap lowers it. He needs a poison. He's played 1 card, 2 cards. I think just 2 more cards will bring him the poison and the victory. Sergio Ramos from Mexico is going to be your first ever Clash Royale champion.
Takes it. Sergio Ramos wins. First place in the Clash Royale Crown Championship World Finals goes to the Nova player from Mexico.
He can't stand. He's holding on to the flag. He cannot believe it.
Let's hear it again for the first ever Ultimate Crown Champion, Sergio Ramos. The Ultimate Champion, Sergio Ramos.
Now, Music Master might be one of the newer players on the scene. He is one of the younger players here today, but I have not seen someone practice as much as Music Master. He's a very dedicated violin and piano player, and he says that helps him play better Clash Royale, helps him see the game as it unfolds and make predictions before his opponent plays, just like you know what's coming next in your piano. Song.
Yes, indeed.
Yeah.
Well, I think that's something that Yao could definitely impress us with here, is if he's able to create a deck that can go the distance. We've seen a lot of standard play so far of decks that are relatively familiar. Yao got that first place at King's Cup because he was able to bring a completely new deck. He basically invented the Golem Lumberjack combo, but wow, a super aggressive play here from Yao, playing that Golem really early on. He's going to get punished hard as that cannon cart locks that right side tower, getting over 1,000 damage in.
Now, you might have noticed a small little spell happen on that cannon cart. Zap, the 2-cost spell, will stun the target. When a target is stunned, frozen, or even knocked back, it'll retarget on a new thing. The miner was next to it, so it turns onto the miner.
What is that flying thing over there, Rumham?
That is a flying machine, one of the newest cards added to Clash Royale. 4-cost flyer. It's got about the damage of a Dart Goblin, about the health of 2 Dart Goblins.
And it flies, so if you are able to only hit ground troops, you're out of luck. It does go down to Fireball or Poison, though, so it has a little bit of weakness in that regard, but it got great value against that Mega Minion there, and holding strong in the center. Music Master doesn't have a whole lot to worry about. He's sieging his opponent now with Fire Spirits from this Furnace and Spirit Goblins from the Goblin Hut out back. Just getting reliable chip damage every once in a while, not relying on a big push the way that Yao is.
And for our veteran Clash Royale players in the audience, they might be getting excited because we were hoping that the players would bring new and interesting decks we've never seen before. If you've watched a lot of Clash Royale tournaments, you know that Music Master is playing something, well, I've never seen it before. Have you, Woody? This is a wild deck. 2 spawners. Goblin Hut creates the Spear Goblins that will attack the tower. You mentioned the Furnace as the Fire Spirits that attack the tower. Whoa, Mega Knight going in the opposite lane, trying to punish with the flying machine behind it, picking off the Mega Minion. This might be a tower on the left side.
Splitting his attack up, a great strategy by Music Master. A bit of a gambit, though. You need to get a tower down. You don't need to get it low. But with that Mega Knight, mega damage out the left side, lock on for the flying machine means that thing goes down, and Yao's in a lot of trouble.
This tower is gone down in 32 seconds to go with the double buildings and the cannon cart. I don't know if Yao's Golem deck is going to be able to get through. Music Master, he qualified for the first time in the fall season. He is so close to winning his first match in the World Finals. He just needs to hold on for another 17, 16, 15 seconds.
He's got it. Yao gets the thumbs up. He knows he's out. Music Master has destroyed this Golem deck, tearing it apart. An avalanche falling down on the blue side as the flying machine pops that lock and drops it down. 2-0 victory for Music Master. 2-1 in the match overall.
And Music Master advances to the quarterfinals of the first Clash Royale World Championship.
And it looks like they're queued up, ready to go.
We are wasting no time. Woo. Now, the best thing about the World Finals is we get these dream matchups from around the world. On Music Master's pre-tournament interview, he said the player to beat was Adrian Piedra, and he did it himself to reach the semifinals. On the other hand, Wins said that the player to beat was Music Master, and he's going to have to do that if he wants to move one step closer to wearing that golden crown.
Yeah, well, Wins is going to need to, really defeat, especially when you put that down, that's the guy who I probably practice the most versus, because I'm going to be playing him in this tournament at some point if I want to make it there.
But comes down on the left side. If that Expo locks onto the tower, this is going to be over before it begins. seconds. Pekka comes down too late. Can he get the Pekka away from his Expo? Tornado, log, no. Expo connects 1 swing, 2 swings. Expo goes down, but 17-28 is all that remains on top, wins its top left tower.
Yeah, he let his Expo die there to get the archer value to kill the Pekka, because he knew that Pekka would have been a huge problem if it walked after it killed both of the archers. Damage on the tower was more than enough for him in that first engagement.
And it's not even a bad trade, right? You spent 6, they spent 7. You do a bunch of damage to their tower, and you can easily get positive elixir trades against Pekka if given time and opportunity.
Wow, a naked Graveyard coming down the right-hand side, but just like that, Music Master wastes no time. Gonna get an Expo to lock on the left-hand tower, and just like that, Wins is in trouble.
Wow, and the Elixir Wizard goes down and locks on again. Log comes through to finish off the Expo, but that tower is down to 10-26. When we are only halfway through regulation time, Music Master dominated Adrian Pieter, one of the tournament favorites, 2-0 in the quarterfinal round. Could he do the same to China's Wins? China has sent 2 players, went deep into the tournament, one in the top 8, one in the top 4. 5,000 miles here to London. They did not come this far to go home early, but Music Master is making it look easy.
Yeah, Pekka comes down on the left-hand side for Wins. Is Music Master going to play defensive Expo? That he does. Pekka is just going to walk into this Expo shots. Let's see how Wings wants to play this. Executioner going to do a lot of work here. Going to clear out. He's going to end the beautiful Mega Minion.
Great Tesla placement. It's going to fight at the river. It's going to turn around and hit the skeletons behind the tower. Music Master is playing out of his mind today.
Yeah, the defensive Expo is just going to be too much. There's going to be an Expo on offense. And is this going to connect to the tower?
No, Pekka does block it just barely, but Mega Minion swiping away at Pekka's health as the Expos, both Expos and a Tesla Tower are shooting it. This is unbelievable. Now, Wins' deck is designed to fight other sort of ground-based attackers. Pekka, Electro Wizard, those are defensive for things that are coming across the river towards you. Music Master's deck with the Expo across the river does not ever actually come at you. It just sits there. So it's really tough for Wins to get that defensive value. He's got to use his Pekka as tanks to block the Expo. Oh, and great timing there, blocking the Expo. Once again, we are in overtime. 774 remains on Wins' top left tower.
Yeah, there's a Pekka coming down. There's a Expo and a Tesla destroying this Pekka. He does have this Executioner doing a lot of work, but the Log just getting a little bit of shift damage off. Is the Expo going to survive this and lock onto the tower? This could be it from him!
Oh, he gets it down even lower. Now he has Fireball. Oh, he just needs 2 Fireballs to finish this game off. 2 Logs and a Fireball can also do it, so it kind of depends on how he's going to get his damage in there. Pekka's got to go in the opposite lane. He's got to press where he thinks he can get an advantage. Pekka Graveyard coming in. Archers in the very back to pick off the skeletons. Will the Poison come down to take them out? He's got to Tornado them away, but Tornado's not going to kill him.
No, 140 damage on the left-hand side from the Ice Golem. That's going to put in Fireball range. And boom! Just like that, Music Master going up 1-0. Oh man, Rumham, Music Master masterfully playing game number 1.
He played Wins like a fiddle in that battle. So let's get into game number 2. We are playing in Pekka's Playhouse. Music Master, blue and bottom, Wins along the top.
Ooh. Well, here comes an Ice Spirit on the right-hand side for Music Master. Just gonna soak that damage as he drops a Giant on the right-hand side. The second time we're seeing Giant today.
Now, Music Master looks like he might be playing the same deck again. Giant is normally a really good matchup against Expo, but then again, so is like Pekka Executioner, Electro Wizard, and it wasn't enough, so maybe he just feels confident in his deck choice.
Yeah, I mean, he is a Siege Specialist, and there's gonna be a Defensive Poison, and that's not what you want to see if you're a Graveyard player. Defensive Poison just chews up the Graveyard.
And yeah, that's a 4 elixir spell that counters the vast majority of your 5 elixir graveyard. You're going to take a little bit of damage. You can't have it, really do that. But you consider Tesla for 4 countering Giant and Poison for 4 countering Graveyard. You just for 8 elixir counter 10 elixir. That's a pretty good trade.
Yeah, that is a pretty good trade. I'm hoping Music Master doesn't have an Expo because this looks like a heavy, heavy deck from Wins.
And it does look like he's still playing the Expo deck. Giant Bowler is one of the hardest of hard counters to Expo. So he's either got to take this game to a draw or find some very innovative way to turn it around, but this Bowler Bats is bringing it down to triple digits.
Yeah, that one little bat on that right side of the tower just destroyed it. And if you're Music Master right now, what do you even do in this situation? If you drop the Expo, there's like 3 different ways Wins can counter it. Just drop down a Giant, drop down a Bowler, and now he's got a Mega Minion in the back. Wow, Music Master defensive Expo maybe, or does he have a graveyard? There
Oh, it is
is
a graveyard deck. It looks so similar to his Expo deck from last time, but here comes the Poison Graveyard. Will this be enough? Did he catch Winds off guard? Defensive Poison does come down to clean up the skeletons, though.
Yeah. So good deck choice from Music Master. Just took too much damage early on, and he's gonna have to stop this next giant because it's double elixir time now.
And I think now I actually feel better about the deck matchup if I'm Music Master, right? Like, I mean, he knew what his deck was, but from the outside looking in, Expo seemed like an unwinnable matchup here, but you can absolutely counter a giant bowler push and use that elixir advantage to turn around and do some really good work with Graveyard.
Oh no, the archers leave! Oh wow, they left him high and dry as the giant bowler on the right-hand side is gonna do so much damage, and that's almost an entire tower on the right. Music Master's gonna have to find a way to get one graveyard that takes his entire tower at this point.
Yeah, and the big downside here for using your poison defensively against Graveyard is you need it offensively with your own Graveyard. Graveyard mirror matches seem to always come down. Oh, great tornado! He's pulling the Ice Golem out of tower range so that the tower turns and starts shooting skeletons instead of getting stuck on an Ice Golem. However, these skeletons are building up. Winds takes the tower and ties up the match with just a few seconds to go, and we are going to game number 3.
Game number 3, but game number 2 was all wins. Game number 1, all Music Master.
China has always been very powerful in the international competitions, and they are showing their worth now. Bowler is coming down the right lane against Inferno Dragon. That's a good matchup for Music Master. We'll see what 2 decks they're bringing. Perhaps Winds is playing Splash, like another graveyard deck. We'll see.
I think Winds tried to think that Music Master was going to play Siege against them, and he guessed wrong. Bowler and Inferno Dragon, that's not even a Splash here because you don't have the Baby Dragon, but there's a Hog Rider coming in on the left for Music Master, and he's going to strike first with the first Hog Swing. Oh, at 2!
Wow!
3!
And the bats even get in for a little extra. One errant bat to the left of the Hog Rider picked off those goblins one at a time after a zap that allowed that nearly 1,000 damage to get pushed onto Winds' left tower.
923 damage right off the bat. Wow, the goblins even gobble up the tower. 1293 left on the left.
Winds is already saying good game, but I don't know if he feels it's a matchup thing or if just he's given up too much damage and he knows it's really hard. Defensive poison comes down to minimize the upside of that graveyard. It might get a few skeleton pokes here and there, but you're not going to lose your whole tower to it. Here comes Hog Rider. Bowler comes down, though. This Bowler will be incredibly effective against it, especially with Tornado, of course, to take out the bats.
Yeah, the Bowler is probably the hardest counter, Bowler and Tornado versus Hog Rider, but look at his left side tower. That one Bowler that he played early is going to cost them because the Hog Rider did 3-4 shots in the beginning of the game.
And of course, Music Master's deck can cycle very quickly. It has 4 separate cards that cost 2 elixir. You can literally get back to your Hog Rider in 8 elixir, but they don't need it when the goblins are on the tower. 869 is left. He has poison, he has zap, and of course Hog Rider and a variety of sidekicks to that Hog Rider. This incredibly fast cycle Hog Rider deck, I assume backed up by a Mega Knight in the 8th spot, might be able to squish the Bowler now that we're in double elixir time and do a really huge counterattack. But until then, the Tornado and the Bowler are going to keep it locked down.
Yeah, Bowler and Inferno Dragon here gonna just slowly go. He needs this graveyard to do a lot of damage with only 47 seconds left. You're only gonna have 2 more graveyards in the game before it goes into overtime.
Defensive poison comes down. Bats came out because there's no zap in Winds' deck, and he had already used his Tornado, so those bats did a really good job holding up the Inferno Dragon and just stopping pretty much that huge buildup of mini tanks at the river. Oh no, the Inferno Dragon survived though!
Yeah, the Hog Rider just being played there. Inferno Dragon heats it up, and we're gonna have some fried bacon tonight from him.
1998 left on Music Master's tower. If you'll believe it, he wasn't even born in that year.
Inferno Dragon on defense, just heating up here. Is the Bowler gonna get a roll in the tower? Yes, it is. Goblins are gonna take out the goblins, and there's gonna be a graveyard on offense. Are we gonna see another defensive poison?
He's gotta stop this Inferno Dragon, though. He does have plenty of elixir to do it with, but if that thing gets too much time to heat up, you're gonna be in trouble. Bats are already out of cycle and not much else attacking. He's slowing down the Inferno Dragon, and it's going to match up really well against the Bowler that's about to cross the river. Music Master, we're in overtime. He is so close to turning this game around. He's just going to need one of these big Mega Knight pushes that this deck does so well.
Yeah, is the Bowler going to roll in the tower? No, it isn't, but this is a huge push. You got a Knight, Mega Minion, Inferno Dragon, and the graveyard once again has to be defensively poisoned. Not what you want to do. Inferno Dragon going to heat up with a zap!
And the Inferno Dragon, blue, is going to take out out Inferno Dragon red, allowing a clear path because the bowler's distracted. Here comes the Hog Rider. Music Master is so close to putting this away. He's going to need maybe 2 Hog swings, but another Inferno Dragon comes out, and that Hog Rider has not gotten a swing on the tower in several minutes.
No, Knight coming down on the left-hand lane with an Inferno Dragon and a bowler. Ice Golem to pull it away, but is there going to be a graveyard from Wins? No, he decides to just poison instead, hoping that Music Master would play something on defense with the Hog Rider Goblins. This is not going to be enough.
Poisons go. The Hog Rider might get there for 1 swing.
Oh, he does! Wow. Music Master is so close. He needs a poison and 2 zaps.
365 against 945. Only that much damage. Triple digits separate either of these players from a chance at Clash Royale immortality.
Yeah, he only needs a poison and a zap now that that back connected. Here comes the Hog Rider on the left-hand lane.
Poison's down. Will he get the hit? Tornadoed back.
He's got to cycle back to his zap.
Let's count the cards. Poison's down. 1 card. Oh, 2. Here comes card.
Just defend it.
2, 3. 4.
His zap's in his hand. He's gonna take it home. Teachers, let the Hog Rider take it.
Music Master defeats Wins in 3 games. And Music Master, you are going to the finals of the Clash Royale World Championships. Sandstorm, their single representative in the entire tournament, has made it all the way to the finals.
I am so impressed by these 2 guys. There is going to be the lion's share of that $400,000 prize pool being split up between the 2 of them. The golden crown will be falling on one of their heads, and the first battle is now underway in this final match.
Now the bans come in. Music Master has banned Collector in all 4 matches. Log is a ban from Sergio Ramos, ideally, I assume, targeting Expo and some other things. This is an incredible match between 2 players. They both played 7 games. Sergio Ramos has played 6 different decks in 7 games. Music Master has played 5 different decks in 7 games. Both incredibly diverse and skillful players.
Each with 2-1 victories in the semifinal stage. It was not a crushing defeat for their opponents by any means. Anyone can take this crown. It's all up to them to show us if they've got the stuff of stars.
And make that 6 different decks for Music Master as he has switched it up with a Mega Knight Hog Rider deck.
Has happened? Sergio Ramos is being torn apart on the left lane. Ran out of Elixir, and a massive connection from Music Master has taken him down to triple digits in the very first minute of this game.
Music Master. Now, this is a match between a world divided. We saw all those predictions. I looked on Twitter between this matchup, and get this, everyone, every poll in the Western Hemisphere has Sergio Ramos winning. Every poll in the Eastern Hemisphere has Music Master winning. I swear, this is an incredible matchup between 2 players. The world cannot decide on who the favorite is. Goblin Hut in the middle will start producing Spear Goblins to try to chip away Sergio Ramos' tower. He fell behind early, but we are about 30 seconds away from double elixir time. Music Master gets out a second spawn building, and he's looking to pressure that left lane for the rest of the game.
Miner, a good counter, going to chip away at that furnace a little bit, but the Ice Spirit buys a little bit of time for the next wave of Fire Spirits to come out, takes him down, and it's still 1670, a relatively healthy left side tower for Music Master. 1 minute and 14 left until this game is going to be over, but double elixir time starts soon. Which deck do you think has the advantage in that time?
I gotta say Music Master's double spawner deck. When you are gaining elixir that quickly and you are able to put down just Furnace and Goblin Hut and get multiples of them out throughout the game, you're in good shape. But oh no! Triple digits by far as Sergio Ramos catches up and has taken the damage advantage as we at the start of double elixir time.
Heavy punish by Sergio Ramos. Saw that Mega Knight way far in the back and thought, now's my time to strike. Sent in a great little push that did a ton of damage.
Is he gonna get the jump?
No! Getting awfully close. He might get.
If he had
jumped right on top of the Electro Wizard.
If he had landed, that would be a totally different game. Cannon Card takes out the Electro Wizard, is beginning to pressure the tower. Tesla Tower comes down.
No,
but it's too far back
by the Goblins. Awfully close, but no cigar this time. Sergio Ramos behind in damage, but not by much.
Flying Machine played too far up. It was meant to turn around and shoot the Miner first. It didn't get there, and instead it's locked on to the Knight. But Poison will get that damage down a little lower. We're getting into overtime very soon. Even though there's a little bit of a lead for Music Master, they're both so low that the first tower to go down will put you up 1 battle of this best-of-5 matchup.
cannon card out the left side for Music Master, playing cool on defense. There's not a big win condition from Sergio Ramos. All he could really have to do is throw that miner in there. So he's got to play smart defense and try to get a massive attack in there. Not looking likely though, as Music Master with a huge push, Mega Knight to pulverize the defense. Tesla goes down, and we've got a strong, healthy flying machine getting awfully close. Poison ticks that tower down to 146. Rumham, it looks like it's almost over.
2 cards, I'm counting out Music Master cycle. 2 cards there, 3 cards that gets in there. Music Master takes the first battle. Oh my, the cannon card snuck by and took battle number 1. Music Master just 2 games, 6 minutes away from being the first world champion.
The creativity and knowing how to build something like that and then piloting it to victory against the best players in the world. It's really shown that it takes a lot of skill and understanding of all 70 whatever cards have been released in the game to be able to tear apart that sort of creative deck building skill.
Ooh, it looks like Music Master's opening with another Goblin Hut. I assume it's the same deck, but of course it could be maybe like the Lupanji Pekka Mega Knight deck. This might even be an evolution of that deck. No, double spawners comes out again. So can Sergio Ramos beat it? This time though, he has a miner to get in there and actually aggro.
Well, and the Mega Man's getting all the way close to the tower. They're well played.
Oh, wow, what
coming from Music Master as he recognizes a big hit from Sergio is coming down on the right side.
Sergio pulled off an excellent bamboozle there, pulling the cannon card in. Yeah, 2 trick. 6 elixir really worth of troops were pulled back behind the tower, and that allowed the Mega Minion to connect. Golem's coming down for Sergio Ramos, and Golem, an excellent card at dealing with spawner buildings. It's heavy enough that it can just muscle through them.
Not the sort of card you'd expect this early in the game, but a great way to shut down that cannon card push. And with plenty of help on those minions, he's gonna be able to teleport the flying machine. Backside Poison's looking awfully good as well, as a Golem is connected and tears apart that right side tower. Minions in attaché have done their job. Sergio Ramos with the 1-0 lead over Music Master in this second battle.
And not just a 1-0 lead, but both of his towers are as healthy as they can really be. I think he's just got to play defense for the next minute 30. Music Master, though, smiled, kind of gave a nod, said, well played. Here's the thing, Music Master's been banning Elixir Collector all the time. I think he's written off Golem as a deck that he would see. Sergio Ramos said, you know what, like, if you're going to sit back and just play spawner buildings, fine, then I'll play Golem in the same lane as it, and it seems very effective.
Clutch flying machine from Music Master tears apart that poor furnace, and it's looking like even though he's got the defensive edge with that King Tower up, he hasn't managed to be able to chip into Sergio Ramos once again. Music Master doesn't really have a super heavy win condition here. It's more of a mid-range deck, and especially going up against Golem, it's going to be super difficult for that Mega Knight to ever even get a chance to hit the tower.
And with Poison and Sergio Ramos' deck being really good, not just against hitting the tower and the spawner buildings, but if you can catch a flying machine in that as well, very quickly you can get a huge damage lead. That Inferno Dragon, eats up Mega Knight in record time. That was at a cycle.
Caution. Electro Wizard not in the arena. Inferno Dragon going wild.
Now the shield break on the cannon card actually does reset the Inferno Dragon, so that gave it a chance, slowed it down, allowed it to die to the tower. You're seeing Mega Knight coming in the other lane, looks like he's trying to go for kind of an all-in attack here. Great Ice Spirit, no, it jumps on the miner instead, allowing the Inferno Dragon to take it down, and I think that was Music Master's last chance in this game. With just 17 seconds to go, Sergio Ramos is holding strong in both lanes, and he is going to tie this matchup 1-1.
10 seconds left, and Music Master is showing his hand. Nothing that he can do at this point as time whittles away. Sergio Ramos offers the good game, and we are going into battle number 3, Rumham.
This is incredible. Almost the only time Music Master has lost is when he's played the same deck twice. Nova versus Sandstorm, Music Master versus Sergio Ramos, USA versus Mexico. It is so easy to pick a side if you have an opinion on things.
I have an opinion on things, but I'm going to let the viewers decide for their own. Let us know in chat if you are on Music Master's side or if you're rooting for Sergio Ramos.
And Twitter is alight with people saying, you know, go, go, go to their favorite players. Knight comes down just in time to block the Bandit, and the Bandit is going to be held there. And I think Knight is even going to do a great job at distracting any things like Goblin tries to come down. You know, you can be able to handle as well. Oh, there you go. Minions get held off. Now, there's no log, remember. So both players actually, Spellbait might look a whole lot better in a world without log, but the Minions once again are locking on
him. Right side takes 500 damage, and it's a relative draw at this point. Highway robbery not taking place as the Bandit went down, but Sergio Ramos counters attacks from the skies.
Another bandit dash! Wow! Wow. The Knight was not in cycle that time. And the Goblins are even going to get a little more damage, bringing it down to just poison. Oh, I can't say log, but a little more than like a minor poison will take that tower down on the right.
Grand Theft Tower, great dash by the bandit. She steals not only hearts, but also wins Sergio Ramos up. And what is that?
That is Music Master's Mortar. Mortar Master, some call him. Now, I don't really like that placement, though, because the poison is like, of course, he'd want to poison that side. But look at that. He just used poison, and instead, Mortar is going to get shot after shot after shot.
Punishing the poison, though. He sends in the minion horde. No spell in Sergio Ramos' deck to deal with it, but pulled away by Goblins.
Well played, though, is given out. The minions, though, connect on the other side, and they're going to shred that tower for a ton of damage. No, Princess.
Wow.
She gets dashed on by the bandit, and the minions are going to finish off that right side tower. 1 minute and 10 seconds left, and Sergio Ramos is again up a tower.
Music Master gives up his right side. He's ready to continue the siege, though. He could actually go left or right at this point. Going for that right side tower of Sergio Ramos would be a little bit more difficult just because he's lost his right side tower already. Wow, the 8th card in Sergio's deck, though, is not good news for Music Master. P.E.K.K.A is a master of destruction.
And then timing could not hurt more just as the mortar comes out. You see it. Oh, is poison going to come out? Is he saving up for it? The Electro Wizard gets cleaned up, and the Princess takes it out. She's going to be shooting on the tower, but no, Bandit's going to come clean her out. Still, though, both of Sergio Ramos' towers are not looking very good.
The P.E.K.K.A.'s got the tower down! 3 swings, and it is finished off with the 4th. Sergio Ramos with the 2-0 lead.
And P.E.K.K.A. minor control is putting Sergio Ramos in the lead in this match with a 3-crown victory. Maybe, I don't know. Well, hold on. Oh, there it is. Woo. Music Master gave me a little bit of a heart attack there for a second, but Sergio does take the 3 crown. He's up 2-1 in this match, just 3 minutes away from being the first ever Clash Royale World Champion.
Team Sandstorm behind now. Music Master trying to take this for the US of A, but Sergio Ramos, one of the youngest players, has some of the most experience in these types of circumstances. Can he get the win for Mexico and Team Nova?
And Music Master once again goes with Mortar, but early on, Bandit and Minions are going to counter it. That is 7 elixir for Music Master, 6 for Sergio Ramos, and I think he got the better end of that exchange.
Did. Sergio a little bit ahead, but not by a whole lot. They're just feeling each other's decks out right now, getting a sense for what they're up against. Nice zap from Sergio, though. Gets some value from this minor.
1 more card and Music Master will be back to Mortar, so maybe he can try that again. I do like opening with Mortar, just like opening with Hog Rider. If they don't have a counter to it, then you can get a ton of value in the first 15 seconds or so of the game.
Oh, interesting counter. We got the Minion Horde coming on in from Music Master. Could leave him with an opportunity to counterattack if he can send that Minion Wave in with something, but not looking likely. I thought he'd be able to drop a Knight in there to
He did have
the
Knight in
bandit.
cycle.
Yeah.
I'm kind of surprised he went with that. Maybe he thought between the Bandit charge and the Electro Wizard attack, the Knight would go down in record time, and it would not be a very good defense. Once again, though, Miner's coming down. Oh, no, this Mortar's not going to hit. Zap takes it out again. Princess providing some support damage, but I think those minions are even going to close in and maybe get some damage on the tower. No.
Miner even did a great job blocking for the Princess out in the left side. Locked on to the Mortar over there. They were tearing through that thing. No value for that siege emplacement as Music Master struggles to find an inroad in this 4th battle of what might be the last in this match from him.
Music Master did it again. He played the same deck 2 games in a row. He's playing Mortar the second time, and looks like he's got the same matchup against P.E.K.K.A. Minor. So one of those last 2 cards, I believe, is Poison, and the other being Minor. Very scary to deal with. We'll have to see if he can bait maybe out the Poison. There it goes.
There it is.
It's on the Minion Horde, though, which is not really what you're looking for. Now he can play Minion Horde, but it's out of cycle. It's out of his hand.
Killer strike from Sergio Ramos as he has not much to fear in this final minute of the battle. Music Master defending against Goblins now with a Princess. Gets a little bit of chip damage in there, but takes 2 stabs.
Now the Princess is there to support. P.E.K.K.A. comes down to block, but if he can take out this P.E.K.K.A. and keep the Mortar standing, there is a very good chance that he can turn this around and take the tower.
Soaks the Bandit damage out the left side, and I agree with that. You got to be able to take a 1 on the chin if you're going to invest your elixir in defense of the right. He's going in hard, trying to tear that tower down with a good Mortar lock, but the P.E.K.K.A. takes short work of it. chopping out the back as the miner goes in to support some minions, but once again, rebuffed. Sergio Ramos has so many spells, and the Electro Wizard on top, he doesn't have to worry very much at all about these swarm attacks from Music Master.
Over and over again, Sergio Ramos' zap and his poison are MVPs in this game, zapping the bats, poisoning the minion horde. Both of them are great trades that are putting him ahead. He only needs another minor poison attack or so in order to take this game, and because Music Master knows that, he's going with an aggressive attack to bait the poison out. There goes Electro Wizard trying to stop, and Electro Wizard will start the counterattack on the other side. But now both of Music Master's towers are low. Sergio Ramos is sweating, wiping the sweat from his brow because he knows he's just 274 damage away from being the next victor. He needs to poison it, he needs to zap it. Sergio Ramos, the world championship is in your grip.
Finishing kill there. Minion horde at the right side to defend, but the poison will take it down, and that's the last chance that Music Master has to strike. No more for him to lock on at this point, and the minions are going to be able to stab down this miner. I don't think that there's anything left for Sergio to do but send in the final blow, Rumham.
He's just got to cycle back. Zap lowers it. He needs a poison. He's played 1 card, 2 cards. I think just 2 more cards will bring him the poison and the victory. Sergio Ramos from Mexico is going to be your first ever Clash Royale champion.
Takes it. Sergio Ramos wins. First place in the Clash Royale Crown Championship World Finals goes to the Nova player from Mexico.
He can't stand. He's holding on to the flag. He cannot believe it. Just hours ago, he was the biggest underdog in this field, and now you can call him the first ever Clash Royale World Champion. Nova, he has come this far, defeating player after player. He has played Giant Beatdown, 3 Musketeer, Graveyard, P.E.K.K.A, and more minor poison and P.E.K.K.A control. Deliver it to him as Nova rushes the stage. You can see his coach, his teammates, the owner of Nova all hugging him. They have done it.
Wins, age 24, China. He beat Colton W83 to reach the quarterfinals. As a pharmacist, it's no wonder Wins knows all about calculating the elixir. But don't be fooled by his cautious reputation. If he's not in arena battles, he's parachuting over the North Pole. Berry, age 18, Germany. He beat Fucci to reach the quarterfinals. Known as much for his facial expressions as his defense building, Berin has grown as a player since the spring season and has developed his game both live and online.
The biggest air win condition out of the game. I mean, Baron only played that a couple of times. His main card that was banned versus him in the EU was Electro Wizard, and people found out really quickly. Once it got to the finals, he was like, you ban Electro Wizard, I'll easily be able to just steamroll you to the final. And that's what he did. And let's get into game number 1.
We got Princess coming down the other side. Mini P.E.K.K.A comes down. We'll see what sort of deck this is, but because Mini P.E.K.K.A is making his first appearance in the arena today, it's going to be something we haven't seen before. It looks like a Mini P.E.K.K.A Hog Rider cycle deck. Now the goal of this deck is it's faster than the other Hog Rider decks we've seen today. He's not going to be relying on big stuff necessarily like Mega Knight and like P.E.K.K.A to guard for the Hog Rider. Instead, there's just a constant rotation of Hog Rider threatening, Mini P.E.K.K.A scary. If Mini P.E.K.K.A gets anywhere close to your tower, you have to stop it because just one swing takes away about 1/3 of your tower's health.
Yeah, and bringing you back in time, this was actually the deck used to get the first ever 20-win challenge from Azilius. This is the deck that he used, Quick Cycle Hog with Mini P.E.K.K.A, and this Hog Rider for Baron gets off 2 swings. Inferno Dragon, not really the greatest answer, and Baron has a lot of answers, you know, that are really cheap to deal with it.
This is a new deck out of Wins. We haven't seen it yet from him this tournament. I'm wondering what those last 2 cards are. I expect one of them to be a big tank, but I could be wrong. He might just use Miner, you know, defend with the Inferno Dragon, Night Witch, etc. on defense, and you throw the Miner to tank the tower. But I suspect that one of those last 2 cards is a Giant or a Golem.
Yeah, it could be. I mean, that Miner and the minions got so much damage on the right-hand side. The Princess wasn't down fast enough. Hog Rider on the left-hand side for Baron right now. He has an answer. The Night Witch, Log. Oh, still gets off a smack with the hammer.
And that's 6 elixir, 4 for the Night Witch, 2 for the Log, and you still take an attack. And meanwhile, on the counterattack, Night Witch maybe not doing anything because of the Ice Golem holding it up. Overall, I feel like Baron got the better end of that exchange. He spent same amount of elixir got damage, and Wins didn't get any on the counterattack.
None at all. Here comes a Golem, like you said, on the right-hand side. But there's Bats. There's a Mini P.E.K.K.A. There's a Princess as well. The poison comes down. Hog Rider on the offense for Baron. That's going to take a left-hand side tower. You can't even really defend that. But he does. This Golem doesn't connect to the tower.
Whoa, great log. That log was insane. It hit the Ice Spirit and the Princess. The Ice Spirit meant to take out the minions, and now the minions lock onto the tower for a little bit more. Princess has to come out to defend, but it might be too little too late as Poison plus the Miner take down Baron's right tower. Baron has 30 seconds to do 591 over on the left, and he's got the tools to do it. Hog Rider's closing in. Ice Spirit resets the Inferno Dragon, allowing a second Hog swing. 63 health left. Just one more log or a Princess shot will take down that tower and push us into overtime.
Yes, no big deal there. Can the Night Witch kill this Mini P.E.K.K.A.? Oh, Mini P.E.K.K.A. still alive. There's an Inferno Dragon that's really, really healthy, still on the field. Just gets down the Ice Golem in time to clear it out. And we're going into overtime.
Great foresight by Baron. He was able to keep his tower relatively healthy. 1850 is significantly less than 2534, but in terms of a defensive player, you have over 1,000 health to deal with, to kind of play with. You can let something hit your tower in order to save elixir if you need to. Hog Rider comes in on the right side and is about to even up the score. Downside, we're in double elixir time, and in double elixir time, it tends to favor the bigger, heavier deck, and there ain't nothing bigger and heavier than Golem.
That's true. 8 elixir and one of the beefiest, actually the beefiest unit in the game, and then it even splits into Golemites to add insult to injury there. Miner getting off a lot of damage on the tower, the poison coming in, and the Mini P.E.K.K.A., which is going to just go on the counterattack to a King Tower. You don't want to have to deal with that. Ice Golem and Hog Rider on the right-hand side. Night Witch gonna try to be played on defense. Hog Rider getting off a couple of shots.
Incredible offense by Baron there. The Ice Spirit was timed perfectly to jump on the Night Witch just as she spawned her bats. Both bats went down, and that reduced Night Witch to a pretty ineffective defender. Golem comes down in the middle, though, drawing the ire of both towers. It's moving in towards the middle. He did a prediction log that hit nothing, so I'm not sure if the prediction was going to go for, right? But now Miner's locked on, trying to keep that Golem away from the tower because it's so low, you can't afford to take these hits.
Oh, the Mega Minion swipes down the tower and that's gonna be Wins taking a game 1.
We are getting into game number 2 right now. Baron is in red along the top, Wins in blue along the bottom. We'll have to see what decks they bring to this. We are in the middle of the quarterfinals right now in the first ever Clash Royale World Championship. Goblin Barrels coming down, Goblins go to meet them. Hog Riders coming in and the gang is jumping on them. One swing and down. And now we have 2 Spear Goblins on the counterattack looking to throw their spears and try to tie up this damage here on the left side, can do a couple hundred damage to Baron's tower to make it even.
Yeah, Princess getting off another swing on the tower, or should I say, bow shot, from the arrows from the sky.
The flaming arrow attack, and there's Ice Spirit. It freezes the Inferno Dragon, which is the same as a stun, so it's going to reset the Inferno Dragon back down to low mount. And here comes a big defensive Mega Knight.
And that's just going to clobber that Knight, but...
Will he turn around? He does!
Oh!
Now, this actually I don't know if that works out for Baron, because now the bats are going to fly ahead, and you'd really prefer them to be behind the Mega Knight helping support. Wins is leaking a lot of elixir right now. It seems like an interesting choice. He uses Goblin Gang to pull the Mega Knight and the Hog Rider onto the King Tower. An incredible play there, because now, not only does he protect his main tower, but he has 3 defensive towers going, and even though your King Tower takes a ton of damage, you're not really going to get 3 crown from spells or future Hog Riders. Now, with the King Tower activated, any future Hog Riders can just be tornadoed into the center of the front yard there. All 3 towers will kill it and you'll take no damage.
Yeah, and that's the beauty of it. It doesn't matter how far your king goes down, as long as it's got about 1,000 life, that's all it really needs, because you're not going to be able to cell cycle it out. Inferno Dragon locks onto the tower, but gets taken out, just not enough life to survive.
So Wins is playing a spell-bait deck that we actually saw him played in the last round. The only other deck he played besides that P.E.K.K.A. Graveyard deck that we saw. Seemed very impressive with it earlier on, and we'll see if he can deliver him to victory against Baron. He has a little bit of an elixir advantage. You can see that he's keeping the pressure up. The elixir bars are both low on each side, but Wins seems to have a little bit more elixir, and he's troops on the board with every exchange, which is just adding up over time.
Oh no, this tornado is going to make this Hog cry face. That's not going to get any damage. An 890 196 because that Goblin Barrel, he's just out cycling. And when you play versus a bait deck and you don't have the log, you play versus log bait without a log, it's going to do damage every time.
That was the most insane Ice Spirit. It landed on the tower just as the Mega Knight came down, freezing the tower and the Mega Knight, giving those goblins just a few attacks. And when you're down to 377, that's all the difference. Baron is saying good game, but he's kind of a sarcastic, saucy player, so he might not necessarily mean it, but it is going to be a pretty devastating situation. He's got to turn this around in the next 15 seconds. There is a Rocket and Wins deck. That's the last card in there. So once we get down to under 10 seconds or overtime, expect to see that Rocket come out.
Yeah, Baron's got to throw every single thing in the entire world on the field, but with 1 second left, the Rocket in the air, Wings is gonna fly that rocket. It's a windy travel, but it takes down the tower, and he is going to be victorious.
Quiet, age 25, China. He beat Lupanji to reach the quarterfinal. Quiet by name and quiet by game. This player made a big impression in the early days, and this being the World Finals and his first time ever abroad, he'll be going all out. Tally, age 33, Vietnam. He beat Amaterasu to reach the quarterfinal. Regarded by many as one of the best players in the world, Tally is such a fierce competitor, he even missed his daughter's first birthday to compete. We won't tell her if you don't.
I'm hoping for a 2-1. I know everybody else is. Let's see what happens in game number 1.
I think this is also interesting because it marks the first time that we've got players from a very close region who are going to be competing with each other. Quiet from China and Tali from Vietnam are virtually neighbors at this point, but in the World Finals, they've also proven that they're co-competitors at a very similar level of play. We're seeing Tali start off with a Goblin Hut. Maybe he's playing another one of those siege decks that we saw earlier in the match.
Yeah, a Miner going to get stomped down from the Mega Knight. It's just going to fall from the sky and do work there. The Spear Goblin, it's going to hang behind the Mega Knight. The Miner coming in the back, going to get a lot of chip damage, but we see that looming P.E.K.K.A. to clear out the Mega Knight. You do not want to see a P.E.K.K.A. when you have a Mega Knight in your hand.
You certainly don't in chat. Pretty dangerous. Keep that P.E.K.K.A. far away. Miner in your hand, safe at bay. Left side attack is going to be Goblins making their way toward the tower, not getting the stab off though. Quiet holding on strong to defense. He's the soft, strong type, isn't he, in chat?
Yeah, the soft, strong, and lethal.
The silent, strong type.
Yeah, the silent, strong, and lethal.
Yeah.
Well, Goblin Hub from both players
silent,
here.
but deadly.
Ooh, silent. Well, it looks like it's almost the exact same deck. With the addition of the P.E.K.K.A. instead of the Mega Knight, we're going to see maybe that might be the difference in this matchup. But when two decks are this similar, it's almost always who plays the deck better, who makes that one crucial play in the match. That's going to determine it. Miner coming in, and that's going to get a ton of damage as the Mega Minion has to waddle really far. It doesn't, quite move as fast and nimble as those small minions. It's kind of got a lot of armor on it, so it takes a little bit of time to get there.
He's got tiny little wings, but he still manages to fly across the arena. Miner soaking for this Inferno Dragon at the left side. Mega Minion not going to make it all the way there. Looks like they're playing very similar decks indeed. I think that if I were to just look at this match on paper beforehand, I would say that Quiet's P.E.K.K.A. would give him the edge over Tali's Mega Knight. That's typically an exchange that goes in favor of the heavy hitting single target beast, the P.E.K.K.A. herself. But so far, Tali's been playing perfectly, stabbing away every chance he gets onto the left side tower and trying to prevent those big exchanges from happening. But hold on, this is a 3 Muskie deck. Quiet is bringing in the big guns.
Yeah, Tali cannot believe it as the Mega Knight's already dropped on the field. There's the Muskies on the right-hand side. The Miner comes in as well with the Mega Minion. He's taking a ton of damage on this right-hand side as a Muskie is locked on. The Miner has to be played on defense, and just like that, quietly gets right back into this match, but his left-hand side tower is in trouble.
Pekka to defend against the Mega Knight, but look out because the Inferno Dragon's trying to burn him down. Zap coming on in from Quiet to help her out, but it still looks like she's beleaguered with so many troops stacking up right on top of her. Miner at the back left is uncontested. Finally, an Electro Wizard comes down to finish him off, able to zap and reset his targeting, but left side down to 430 means that it's awfully close to poison cycle range in chat.
Yeah, that Spear Goblin came around the back as well and threw a spear in it, and this is going to be the last push that Quiet has to come back or even try to win this game. 3 Musketeers split here. Poison and the Zap is not going to be enough, but Poison and a Miner shot or two could be the game. So he's got to block the Miner, always have enough Elixir to save himself from a Miner, but the Inferno Dragon heat up, is he going to zap it? The Pekka is going to get turned around from the Mega Knight. Beautiful defense from Tally, and here comes the assault.
We're in double Elixir overtime right now, so the next kill will get it. 1 Goblin sneaks in, and that's all Tally needed. Poison added on top is going to be plenty of overkill as Tally takes the first battle, the dueler reigning supreme in this match.
He controlled the game the entire match. The only time where he didn't was in the middle there when that 3 Musketeers was like, oh no, 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 no. He stopped it, got it back in its favor, and then took the game with a little minor chip here, minor chip there. But let's get into game number 2. Tally gonna start off with another Goblin Hut, and just like that, a Spear Goblin strikes first as it's gonna do a little bit of damage here, a little Raphael.
I think I've got Deja Vu right now.
Deja Vu.
Yeah, we're seeing lots of spawners so far in this tournament. A surprising turn of events, given that we didn't see a whole lot of them in competitive play leading up to now. But the metagame changes every so often, and we see different cards becoming popular. Looks
Musketeer!
Like, yeah, Musketeer, the single lone lady of Devastation. She's going to be moving in the left side with a couple of Spear Goblins to help her out.
Yeah, most people play Electro Wizard in this slot, but oh, it does get a shot off on the Goblin Hut. Takes a little bit of chip damage, but it's got a lot of health and a lot of Spear Goblins come out of that thing.
I'd say Quiet's doing pretty well in Elixir right now. He's just got to be worried about Tally putting that left side tower to ruin. It's a good play to use the Furnace out the left lane. The thing that I'm concerned about, though, is that Goblin has a pretty good counter to Furnace. The fact that it's got that little bit of range damage to soak just a little Fire Spirit here and there, I think he doesn't have a whole lot to worry about. They're relatively even matched at the 4 and 5 cost, but there's not going to be a whole lot of value for the Fire Spirits or the Spear Goblins.
Yeah.
In this exchange.
Yeah, and me and Rumham were saying earlier, this might be the secret sauce that wins the tournament, Quiet's deck. So I think all the players right now are very, very, very intently watching this game to see how Tally plays versus this double spawner. I feel like everybody's got to be very, very, very aware of how to stop this, because it's going to change the game.
Mega value poison able to hit the Goblin Hut, the Miner, or excuse me, the Tower, the Musketeer supporting that Miner out the left lane. Quiet gets the turnaround he's been looking for all game and almost gets a Mega Minion to lock the tower. Being able to take out the Bandit is just about as good as anything, though, and Quiet going in on the offense has started to turn the tide of this match.
Yeah, and so much damage coming off on that tower. The Furnace and the Goblin Hut just kept on adding pressure, and now you see Quiet with a pretty big Elixir lead in this matchup. Spawners equal Elixir advantage if you're able to play them continuously and get them down, and you can only poison one, you can't poison both.
Often not. It seems like the center of the arena is the preferred placement for that Goblin Hut, while the Furnace is often going to the back. Another clutch poison play from Quiet gets reliable tower damage, clips the Goblin Hut on the left, on the right, and the Musketeer out on the left.
Yeah, the Bandits coming in here, but Fire Spirits are going to do so much work. Oh, the Electro Wizard kind of just saps the ground there as the Bandit phases right through.
He was having trouble with this Musketeer. She can't do a whole lot of things better than the Electro Wizard. She doesn't have spawn damage, but she has single target damage that's a bit stronger than the Electro Wizard. That's where she can shine, but look out, she's about to get a big shiny sword crash down upon her head. Pekka gets the chop in there, and Tally is on defense in a troublesome position now with Mega Knight defending against Pekka. Not a good setup at all.
No, these Mega Minions for Quiet have been doing so much work clearing out these Mega Knights, and once again it clears out another Goblin Hut. I think that's the second Goblin Hut it's cleared out by just swiping.
Be careful though, because Tally is actually pulling ahead in damage. He's looking pretty strong here, even though his individual pushes haven't really been able to connect very hard. The reliable just splash from the poison and consistent shutdown of these spawners from Quiet have kept Tally ahead. Another miner connects, and that's chip damage again. The Mega Minion's able to swat it down, but not before he gets a few hits off.
No, whoop. Miner comes in, but here's the thing. He keeps on minering Musketeers, so every single time he starts, knocking down the Muskie, he loses that reliable tower damage from the Miner. He's getting super value poisons, but he's not getting, what? He sneaks another Miner through.
Tearing down the Goblin Hut. It's reducing Quiet's win condition down to nothing. He's got to make this last and final push work because Tally's Poison's going to be able to finish this game off. A Miner coming in to support this push from Quiet, but it's looking awfully dangerous. His game-winning streak might be over as Tally is tearing a big one. But look out, this P.E.K.K.A.'s getting close. The Miner, oh my God! Quiet turns it around after all!
I don't believe it! Tally went in for the Miner and Quiet quietly took down the tower with the Electro Wizard and Mega Minion combination. Tally just didn't even realize that that was gonna take it out. He thought he had enough health, but the Mega Minion and E-Wizard just destroyed his left-hand side tower. Hopefully Tally can just say, forget about that. We're gonna go into game 3, just like we did the beginning of game 1, beginning of game 2, and take game number 3. But that's hard to do, Woody.
Felt like a total Wile E. Coyote moment there. The Predator going in for his final kill. Upset as the Roadrunner just manages to escape. Quiet gets a great upset, but is in a lot of difficulty here. A Graveyard splashing on in. Hasn't actually damaged the tower at all yet. Nice defensive poison there. Keeps him alive, yeah.
Yeah, he does have a Furnace. Now, it looks like Quiet is going to run the Furnace Spear Goblin Hut deck again.
Knight taking a little bit of damage from the Fire Spirits. Not looking too confident here, but Poison does come in time from Tally to be able to take out the Furnace. A little bit of chip damage onto the tower. Tally ahead in damage, but Quiet about 4 elixir ahead right now. Starts off with a Mega Minion in the back left.
Just a cycle. Push. Yep, just a cycle to a Goblin Hut. He knows he's ahead in elixir, and Tally can't do anything about this Hut. It's just going to get continuing. It's going to get continued value. Once again, another Musketeer.
The most value.
The most value.
Out of all the Huts. It's Jabba the Hut in the center.
Oh, there
Spitting
it
out
is.
Goblins like there's no tomorrow. In the back left, we got a Graveyard, but a defensive poison once again from Tally that's able to one-shot the Skeletons. A little bit of a misplacement there. It actually is allowing some of the Skeletons to break through in the bottom. A tiny bit of damage for Tally, but Quiet is still looking relatively firm in his footing here.
Yeah, Tally's Musketeer took down the E-Wizard, took down a little bit of that Hut, and now another Furnace comes down from Quiet, and that's just going to be a poison. I think Tally realized he's just going to go for the poison cycle. Every single time you drop that Furnace behind your tower, I'm going to get the 240 damage in your tower and almost nuke the entire Furnace.
Cha-ching, cash out that value, 4-for-4 trade, and you just need a little bit of an ice golem back to soak some of the damage.
Ooh.
Oh no, what?
Goblin Hut in the back. This could be graveyarded down with the Graveyard, and there it is. Tally's gonna throw a Graveyard out. Is the Hut gonna be able to survive this?
I'm not entirely sure. That's an offensive poison from Tally, taking out the Electro Wizard out front, clipping the tower, the Mega Minion, and taking care of a couple of Spear Goblins there. Left side is the P.E.K.K.A. play from Quiet. He found his opportunity now in double elixir time to put a big push together. Can he get the hit on tower that was denied so many times in the last game?
Yeah, another Hut comes down from Quiet here, and he's got this big bad P.E.K.K.A. with the poison, and look at these Spear Goblins. They're adding up. He's already got 4 or 5 on the field.
Tornado pulls all the troops away, and plenty of range damage from the Musketeer and Cannon Cart. Destroy that push. Tally looking strong on defense, barely took any damage at all, but it's still even more spawners in the back from Quiet.
Yep, and a poison is just going to get a lot of chip damage.
That's an offensive poison, though. No defense from Quiet this time. Takes a ton of damage out the left as the Skeletons and spell damage tick it down to 837. Quiet has been struggling to get a connection so far this game. He's only got that left side of Tally down to 2144.
Yeah, and there's a Knight coming down from Tally. Quiet needs to find a way to get this P.E.K.K.A. to the tower. Otherwise, I think he loses the game if this P.E.K.K.A. doesn't connect or even get close. But there is a poison from Quiet. Got to clear out everything. A Graveyard poison comes down from Tally, and it's only a matter of time. The P.E.K.K.A. goes back, and this is the push that Quiet needs to do. It's now or never. P.E.K.K.A. Electro Wizard on the left-hand lane. Cannon Cart coming down from Tally.
A second P.E.K.K.A. going absolutely crazy on the left side. Quiet adds on another big heavy hitter out in front, but the cannon cart still looking pretty healthy in the back. Mega Minion swooping on in to give her a little bit of cover between fire, but look out because the cannon cart's already gone down. Tally on defense is yet another really precarious position here. Zap goes down to try to reset the Musketeer, gets the job done. The Mega Minion getting in close, but can't quite reach the tower. Meanwhile, Miner tears it down at 10:36. One more big hit like that from Quiet, and he's won the game, but can he stay in there long enough in chatting?
I don't know, it's gonna be close. Pekka trying to survive. Are the Skeletons gonna get value? A defensive graveyard poison. And all right, he's gonna survive this, but Tally's gotta cycle back to poison as fast as humanly possible. That's his goal right now. Drop everything, tornado everything back, and poison. That's what Tally's gonna be doing. Musketeer and Cannon Cart on defense. There's the tornado to pull everything back. The Miner coming in from Quiet. It's gonna get Mega Minion down and
Not
win.
enough.
One more
Not
poison.
enough in chatting. Left side tower for Quiet is within poison range. At a graveyard on top for even more pressure. Tally has done it. He's going to the semifinals.
And Tally will be our last semi-finalist. He'll be going up against Sergio Ramos. Music Master is going to be going up against Wins, and unbelievable matchups.
Quiet was absolutely focused. He's got that poker face, and he was so laser, sighted onto that left side tower. There's nothing that could have stopped him in chatting.
Well, it looks like Lupanji's going to throw out a barrel to start off this game, and 6 elixir has to be used on defense. Cannon Cart, so it looks like Cannon Cart and Goblin Barrel going to be the deck of choice for Lupanji. Maybe a little interesting kind of bait-style deck.
Nice poison from Quiet there. I do like it a lot. Get some tower damage as well as preventing that cannon cart from coming on in. But here's the dangerous part about the log bait deck. Splitting up his attack. He had the Princess out the right and the Goblin Gang on the left. I think he's about to lose his cannon cart, but it got decent value getting rid of both a Princess and a Knight. Hog Rider moving toward the left. There's nothing to pull him off the tower just yet. He's going to get 1 swing, 2 swings. Hog Rider gets the big hit in there.
Oh no, hits 3 shots on the tower, and that is so much damage. Goblin Barrel comes off on the left-hand lane. He activates the King, but that Goblin on the left, that salty Goblin getting a lot of damage.
What do we call him, Matt? That's Matt the Goblin.
Matt the Goblin,
Yeah.
Matt the Goblin, Matt the salty Goblin. Oh, but Princess coming down. She's going to get 1. Is she going to get off the second?
Oh,
yes.
Gets the second shot off. Nicely done. All right, Lupanji is still in this thing. Cannon Cart's duking it out on the left side of the arena. I think the red one's going to win here, but not worth a whole lot because once it goes down and is stationary, it can't really defend very well, can it, Chad?
No. I'd like to have like a card like a little barbarian just picks it up and just starts chugging with it right to the tower. Log comes in, gets, a couple of chip damage off, protects some damage. Here comes a Hog Rider and a Knight on the left-hand side. Knight and Mega Minion gonna try to stop this, but this Hog Rider is not gonna be denied. Wow. 2 shots, and once again, he's already got 5 shots off just on the Hog Riders.
Hog wild on the left side tower. Lupanji is in a lot of trouble as Quiet, gets a tornado right onto the top right side of his tower? Some stabs in there from the Goblins and a little bit of a sloppy play. That almost put Lupanji back ahead in damage. Not quite just yet, though.
No, Cannon Cart on the left-hand side from Lupanji. Gonna easily clear out this Ice Wizard. Here comes the Knight. Here comes the Goblin Gang on the left-hand side. He's got to throw out the log, but he's not doing it yet. Goblin Barrel coming out on the backhand side, but beautiful
Cannon Cart locks! The Cannon Cart's on the left side tower, and Quiet gets taken downtown. 4-17 as he goes on the counterattack to try to reclaim the lead in this game. Log rolling those troops back, but the Cannon Cart's not going to get the lock. Looks like Quiet is awfully close. They're locked in the gripping battle for death and destruction. 4-17 remains on Quiet's tower as Lupanji has the initiative to attack next.
Oh, Barrel on the left-hand side gonna easily get locked down. A poison coming in.
It's not enough though. Lupanji rolls the lock. Can that get there? I think this might actually go to overtime.
No! Quiet gonna win that in a not-so-quiet finish as he defeats Lupanji. 5 life left on Oh no, 5 life left on Quiet's tower. Just not able to take it down.
Tally gives the good luck as we hop into the second battle of this match.
Yep, good luck being played from Tally. Let's see what happens to start it off. They're both sitting at 10 elixir. I call this the dance, you know what I mean? It's like the dance, it's like when you do the slow dance, waiting to see who's going to play first, and it looks like there's going to be a Hog Rider on the right-hand side from Tally.
Man, yeah, Tally just stepped on his opponent's foot there. if we're to continue along with the dance metaphor. Right side takes a couple swings from the Hog Rider, and a defensive Knight will soak some damage from the minions before getting a chance to move in for his own attack. Looks like Amaterasu is well set up on defense, though, to be able to rebuff this push.
Yeah, Inferno Dragon comes down on the right-hand side, but the Executioner gonna easily shut this down.
Slice.
Slice.
Slice and dice.
Ugh.
Great splash damage, only loses one of the goblins out in front. He's got a pretty good chance against this Inferno Dragon as well. Tally adding on an Ice Spirit to be able to block for him. Hog Rider running out of that Inferno Dragon range, and it just has not got a chance to heat up. No! The poorly placed Tornado from Amaterasu. Terrible play means that he's not going to get that King Tower activated. Really unfortunate that he drops 3 Elixir that way. He's still in it, but that was a really bad situation for him. Tally going to have to continue that line of attack, though, at the right side. The Executioner doesn't get a chance to lock on. Amaterasu, with plenty of Elixir to play around with, is going to add a Golem onto the right side. He's looking quite well with this push, but it's not double Elixir time yet. He might not have enough to reach the tower in chat. What do you think?
Well, there's the Tornado, and just as that happens, the Night Witch falls, the Bats fall, but the Baby Dragon trying to get value here. Is it going to connect on the tower? Yes, it is!
Great value for the Baby Dragon. Looks like Tally played that Knight a little bit too close to the Golem there. Might have been better off if he had kept that Baby Dragon off the tower, because that was actually a huge counter push by Amaterasu, and a relatively significant error once again, this time by Tally, though. So they're relatively close on the right side of the arena. 10:33 for Tally, 11:42 for Amaterasu. It's going to be whoever can make better use of this double Elixir time.
Yeah, Hog Rider comes in on the right-hand side. It's going to get one swing, but the Goblins on the right get a ton of damage off, and that is in poison range. Executioner and Knight coming in on the right, and Amaterasu with 30 seconds left. This is going to be his last Golem push. He needs to get down this tower, and the tower is pretty healthy, sitting at 10:33.
Right side for Amaterasu will fall to this poison as the final push has been put together. Tornado pulls all those troops into a nice little clump, but Tally's got a Tornado of his own, bringing those dragons right within Executioner range. Excellently done by Tally. Didn't even need the tower to engage those attacking troops. Amaterasu is out of it. Tally, for the 2-0 victory, has kicked him down.
Oh no, the slice and dice. You have 2 Executioners on the field. You just get off the Tornado in time, and if everything is in a little bubble, you know, in that one little line where both Executioners can hit it, it is a massive amount of damage.
Tally gives the good luck as we hop into the second battle of this match.
Yep, good luck being played from Tally. Let's see what happens to start it off. They're both sitting at 10 Elixir. I call this the dance, you know what I mean? It's like the dance, you know, it's like when you do the slow dance, you know, waiting to see who's going to play first, and it looks like there's going to be a Hog Rider on the right-hand side from Tally.
Man, yeah, Tally just stepped on his opponent's foot there. If we're to continue along with the dance metaphor, right side takes a couple swings from the Hog Rider, and a defensive Knight will soak some damage from the minions before getting a chance to move in for his own attack. Looks like Amaterasu is well set up on defense, though, to be able to rebuff this push.
Yeah, Inferno Dragon comes down on the right-hand side, but the Executioner gonna easily shut this down.
Slice.
Slice.
Slice and dice.
Ugh.
Great splash damage, only loses one of the goblins out in front. He's got a pretty good chance against this Inferno Dragon as well. Tally adding on an Ice Spirit to be able to block for him. Hog Rider running out of that Inferno Dragon range, and it just has not got a chance to heat up. No! The poorly placed Tornado from Amaterasu. Terrible play means that he's not going to get that King Tower activated. Really unfortunate that he drops 3 Elixir that way. He's still in it, but that was a really bad situation for him. Tally going to have to continue that line of attack, though, at the right side. The Executioner doesn't get a chance to lock on. Amaterasu, with plenty of Elixir to play around with, is going to add a Golem onto the right side. He's looking quite well with this push, but it's not double Elixir time yet. He might not have enough to reach the tower in chat. What do you think?
Well, there's the Tornado, and just as that happens, the Night Witch falls, the Bats fall, but the Baby Dragon trying to get value here. Is it going to connect on the tower? Yes, it is!
Great value for the Baby Dragon. Looks like Tally played that Knight a little bit too close to the Golem there. Might have been better off if he had kept that Baby Dragon off the tower, because that was actually a huge counter push by Amaterasu, and a relatively significant error once again, this time by Tally, though. So they're relatively close on the right side of the arena. 10:33 for Tally, 11:42 for Amaterasu. It's going to be whoever can make better use of this double Elixir time.
Yeah, Hog
will
Rider
take the
comes in on the right-hand side. It's going to get one swing, but the Goblins on the right get a ton of damage off, and that is in poison range. Executioner and Knight coming in on the right, and Amaterasu with 30 seconds left. This is going to be his last Golem push. He needs to get down this tower, and the tower's pretty healthy, sitting at 1033.
Right side for Amaterasu will fall to this poison as the final push has been put together. Tornado pulls all those troops into a nice little clump, but Tali's got a tornado of his own, bringing those dragons right within Executioner range. Excellently done by Tali. Didn't even need the tower to engage those attacking troops. Amaterasu is out of it. Tali, for the 2-0 victory, has kicked him down.
Oh no, the slice and dice. You have 2 executioners on the field. You just get off the tornado in time. And if everything is in a little bubble, you know, in that one little line where both executioners can hit it, it is a massive amount of damage.
It every time. I think the big problem that I'm noticing is that he's not able to use the poison on the tower, so he's got to keep dragging it out. Then again, maybe Azucini's going to get that last-minute win. I think you just go for the victory if you got the chance, but it is only 90 seconds left until that draw, so if you can blow up a tower about, minute 24 from now or so, you're going to get that last-second bounty.
Yeah, and there it is. Bandit on the right-hand side is going to be doing a little bit of work here. 3 Musketeers. Are the Musketeers going to be able to clear out the path? All right, Miner coming in the backhand, but Cartridge is so good at clearing out Musketeers. But is the Muskie going to be able to survive here? No, the single guard is going to be on guard as he takes down the Muskie here. Bandit comes in, cleans him up, tries to dash onto the tower, going to be blocked by the Ice Golem, and we are in the last minute of this game.
And yeah, I mean, Trainer Luis did say he was going for one of the bounties. He might be trying to do it now. The longer this game goes on, the more 3 Musketeers gains advantage. It's a great double elixir deck. But at this point, it's Azucini is the one who is significantly closer to winning here. Oh, he's going for the charge. We have the minion horde on the left, and it's closing in. It's going to clear out those guards rapidly. Minion, oh, that's a weird miner. I thought the miner was going to go a little closer.
And that's the game, Rumham.
It does it! 30 seconds left. Trainer Luis defeats Azucini, ending that win streak. Trainer Luis is going to stay on the in the hot seat here, and Nova Esports has got to figure out who is coming up next.
Yeah, and I think the unfortunate situation there was he used his Ice Golem on the right-hand side to probably set up an Ice Golem graveyard push, but the Minion Horde no longer was able to be countered by the Ice Golem and Electro Wizard combination, which he's been relying on pretty much all game to completely shut that down and take care of it. Minion Horde locked on to the guards, who, I mean, if you put guards underneath minions, it's only, what? I didn't even see the guards. I didn't even see the guards.
Yeah, it's like, I mean, they do absorb, like, 2 minion hits for the shield, and then another maybe like 1 or 2 for the body. But when you have 6 minions just like gobbling up those guards, they only last a few seconds. You don't get 3 elixir worth of value out.
No, you get about 0.1.
Right,
maybe if that. If that.
Ice Spirit's more effective. That's probably a better way. Like Ice Spirit is literally more effective than guards in that regard.
100%.
Team planning right now.
The team planning here, but let's take a look at the hill currently. We have Nova Esports and Immortals, Trainer Lewis, Akrap still alive for Immortals, Rumham.
And it looks like Trainer Chris is going to be stepping up. It's going to be up to Luis and then Akrap, or one or the other, right, to take out Trainer Chris. If Trainer Chris pulls off the impossible and defeats those 2 Immortals players, Nova Esports will further their grip on the scoreboard by doing a very unlikely holding the hill while being shorthanded.
Yeah, well, we're about to find out if Trainer Chris can take pretty much down the rest remaining of Immortals and then really put Nova in the driver's seat. Then again, he could go on a run like Surgical Goblin, get 6 in a row, give him 2 points, and that would almost solidify Nova as the champion. But he's got to take care of 2 of the greats, Akrap, but first, Trainer Luis.
And these guys are all friends. I mean, Akrap, McHugh, Luis, Trainer Chris, all these guys know each other going back, years really, going back to, as you mentioned, the initial 15,000 card tournaments. They cost, if you believe it, they cost 200,000 gems to start. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
It was 2,000 like US dollars basically. It was like 180,000 or 200,000 gems. It was an insane amount of gems. And there used to be run daily. Some of the big tournament organizers would run daily
$2,000 tournaments, and these players are where they all really got to know each other. They'd play in them every single day. They'd earn an absurd amount of cards on their personal account, and they would learn to play test and practice together. And this is almost, in a lot of ways, a reunion of those 15K players at these major events.
Yeah, and one could say that that paved the way towards Clash Royale esports before anybody really thought about it, you know, because it was kind of in the beginning of the game, and it was kind of that feel. And I think that that paved the way for what the game could be early on, and now it's evolving into that, you know. It's fun to see the entire thing, you know, unfold before your eyes, you know what I mean? Me and you have been with Clash Royale since day one, you know what I mean? Since beta. You know, we've been playing Clash Royale since, you know, before you knew about Clash Royale. And
back when I had hair.
Yeah.
Like, legitimately, when I started playing Clash Royale, I had hair on top of my head.
Oh, no,
I know, it's a true story.
No.
And here we go, Trainer Chris, Trainer Luis. They are not the AI trainers. They are real human being people that are looking to play some Clash Royale for big bucks. Now, still we have 2 unclaimed bounties, the 3-second left win and the 7-7. Maybe Trainer Luis got a 7-7 deck here. We'll find out. Looks like classic log bait to me.
Yeah. Well, we're going to find out if it really is classic log bait from Trainer Luis. There's the Princess. Now here, well, no, it might be. It might be exactly. Whoa, okay. Tesla, Tornado, Inferno Tower. Which one do you like the best?
I gotta say Tornado. Like
Tornado?
You know, Tesla Tower's really good. I think Tesla Tower's probably the best defensive tower right now. It's better than Inferno Tower. If you want Inferno, just play the Dragon.
Okay.
But Tornado is so versatile. It's used in so many different ways. As we mentioned earlier during Surgical Goblins games, you can do so much. You can Tornado miners, Goblin Barrels, Giants, all to your King Tower, not only mitigating their damage, but turning on your King Tower activated. You can Tornado things to the middle, so both towers shoot them, or all 3 towers shoot them. You can Tornado things together, so your Executioner or Baby Dragon does infinite billion damage to a giant push. So
that's a lot of damage.
Yeah, like defensive tower is really strong, don't get me wrong, but they're so linear, they're so narrow in what they do, whereas Tornado is one of the highest skill cap, most versatile cards in the entire game.
Ooh, a rocket comes out here, but
is that good? I don't know. It doesn't kill the Prince.
Yeah, you know what? I'm with you right there. Oh
no,
no, that's game. That's game. That doesn't even kill.
Yeah, the log doesn't do it either.
Yeah, no.
So Prince survives log and rocket, and while the goblins will come down to finish him off, that tower is shredded. Trainer Luis covers his face.
He's in disbelief.
Yeah. I mean, that was an awkward choice to rocket, I guess, but maybe, like, I wish we did interviews, right? Because we don't have to, like, what were you thinking there? Because maybe he thought it was a Mega Minion, like maybe as soon as the thing, like as soon as it came down, you're like, oh, you just think it's a Mega Minion, like let your finger off the screen.
It couldn't have been a Goblin Barrel because you don't want a Goblin Barrel into that.
Yeah.
I mean, I think he may have tried to like pull it back, but like, you know, he kind of just released it too early. I don't know. Well, here comes a Giant on the right-hand side with a Prince once again. The Electro Wizard coming out, and is he going to be able to stop this? Goblin Barrel did a ton of damage, but I mean, you got a full life. You know, Prince almost, you got a full life miner, a Giant like half-life, and this tower is getting absolutely pummeled on the right-hand side. Prince!
Ooh. Yeah, the problem is like, Trainer Luis is actually able to do damage. Like, if given enough time, he'll take this tower down. The big problem is he's not been able to stop this Giant beatdown strategy. You got Giant, Electro Wizard, you know, Mega Minion behind it. It's all really sturdy, hard to remove offensive troops, and that's going to give Trainer Chris a 2-0 victory. Trainer Luis got an elimination in the last game, but now he's going to have to vacate the stage as Trainer Chris takes him out and is going to go to Ocrap. It's the final 2 members of Nova versus Immortals. The next person to win this match is going to hold the team's hill.
Yes, that is true. Nova versus Immortals. Who is going to be able to maintain on the hill? And if Nova stays on, they're actually going to be 5 points, and that's going to put them in a very, very good position.
What's your favorite Pokemon in Chattin?
What's my favorite Pokemon?
Because I know what Woody's is. Woody's favorite is Slowpoke, because he just showed us the picture after the game that says trainer versus trainer. And I'm like, yeah, we know, Woody. We said that. And also, the game's over.
Yeah. We already did that, Woody. It's
Slowpoke.
You're behind on the joke.
Get out of here.
Behind on the joke, Woody. Behind on the joke. But that's a very good question, though. But I got to go with my Charmander, man.
Psyduck.
Psyduck.
Psyduck, not close. Obviously, all Gen 1 Pokemon because we're all old. Like
Yeah,
me,
yeah.
Woody,
You
old.
can't not pick a Gen 1 Pokemon.
Yeah. I like that tree thing. Shut up. Get out of here. What are you, 10?
Tree thing. What's it?
You know
What's
what
a
I'm
tree?
talking about? That kids in the audience know. There's like a tree one.
Listen, if
it's like a stapler. I don't know. There's a bunch
if
of
you
Pokemon
didn't
now.
have an old school Nintendo where you had the power button was literally a little bar that went into a groove of the game.
Yep.
Okay,
No,
I think the old Game Boy had that. You know, that's Gen 1 right there.
It's definitely, no true Scotsman. I'm gonna up it and say if you didn't have an Intellivision or a ColecoVision, you're not a real guy. All right, here we go. Trainer Chris, Nova Esports' last person holding the hill, going up against Crap, Immortal's chance to take this hill from Nova. If Nova wins this game, they're gonna have a significant lead going into the last hour of the Kings of the Hill event. Even if they drop right away to Drive Gaming, they're gonna have a lot of points, more than anyone else. Immortals really needs to take the hill from them to keep themselves in the mix to win this title.
Yeah, and Crap, he can do it. But if he loses, it's going to be his name for Immortals, as we're going to figure out if he can hold the hill, if he can actually take the hill is what I should say, or will Nova and Trainer Chris be able to hold the hill and really put Nova in a prime position? They're talking to Nova right now because this is a big match for both of these teams. I mean, this is a crucial match for Nova, and I think even more crucial for Immortals because if they lose this, it's going to be really tough to climb back in.
Yeah, I think that this, really, this might be the most valuable match of the day. This might be a $1,200 game of Clash Royale. That is some big money riding on a single 3 to 6 minute performance. Now, I know both of these players love being on the big stage, love rising to the occasion. Both of them, if you remember, Crap played in the fall season NA with a broken finger. Like, he had nothing was keeping him out of the big game matches. So I'd really like to see how this one shakes out. I think Crap's had a bit of a rough day, hasn't had nearly as many eliminations as I think he wanted to. So we'll see if he can turn it around here against Trainer Chris.
Yeah, and I mean, if all else fails, you know, you can come, you can put a brace in your finger and maybe get the feeling of, you know, you're back in the CCGS taking everybody down. But we're going to find out if Crab, I mean, I said he's bold for wearing the hat.
Yeah. Yeah, keeping the light out of your eyes. You know what it does? It keeps all the good ideas from getting out of your head, too.
That's true.
You have all these good ideas, and they stay there under the cap, and then no one can take them from you.
That's true. That is true.
I didn't do much in biology. I didn't study much. I think that's right.
Listen, I mean, I'm right there with you right there. That's why we're here. That's why we're commentating. We're here for the entertainment.
Absolutely.
Not the...
Well, you know, and that's what's been so great about today. We have a great competitive tournament tomorrow, $20,000 open. That is going to be the most competitive event of the 2018 year so far. $20,000, no special rules, 100% Clash Royale. But today, we're just here to have some fun, man. We're here to complete some bounties, win some $100 prizes, see the most interesting players doing the most interesting stuff. We'll go from there. But at least right now, we've got, let's see, Trainer Chris and Crap both waiting, both filling up their elixir bar.
I don't think they realize that there's no emote limit in friendly matches.
Is there no emote limit? Are they going to run out?
I have never hit an emote limit, but then again, I've only tried like twice.
Yeah, with that attitude, you're never going to hit me.
Hey, whoa. Oh,
Permanent Mute is coming out in the next update. That's already been confirmed by the Clash Royale team. So if you love emotes, don't worry, they don't change. If you hate emotes, you can turn them off. Everything's great.
Now, and I mean, you can still spam emotes, your opponent will never see it.
Good point. Yeah, exactly. You can still get all the satisfaction.
Yeah,
yourself.
you will still get the satisfaction. You know, you'll get that good, that buttery goodness. You know, when your, but your balloon connects on the tower, you get the win. You get to throw your thumbs up. I mean,
as far as you know, they see it and they're unhappy about it, and that's really the point.
Exactly. That's the best part about little emotes. Okay, Electro Wizard doing a lot of damage to this Lava Hound. There's going to be a Prince at the bridge, but Now, the number one thing you hate to see when you have a Prince in your deck is a lot of units that have bones.
Right. Bony things, not a fan. So Tombstone and Guards are basically two separate cheap 3-cost counters to Prince. If your Prince hits either of those cards, it's a +2 elixir trade for your opponent, which is really bad. So Trainer Chris having both Guards and Tombstone is really not worried about the Prince just being played at the river. He's always going to have a good counter for it. So Crap's got to figure out a way to get value for that Prince on defense. I don't know against what.
Against what? Against something that flies.
And then, yeah.
It's a bird. It's a plane. No, it's a lava hound.
Well, check it out. Check it out. If the Prince kills guards on defense and then dies to a tombstone on offense, that's at least a 5 for 6. You're getting a little bit of a positive trade there.
Oh no, the flying machine didn't get in range and is going to get taken out by the tower. Is the Prince going to connect? No, just like we said.
Guards and tombstones. No easy way out of this one. Miner comes down, though, to take the tanking, keeping the Electro Wizard a clear shot on the tower. Flying Machine's going to take out that Miner, but Electro Wizard is doing significant damage, bringing it down to 738.
Ooh, so much damage, and the flying machine goes to the right-hand side, so Crap can sit here and say, your flying machine is doing absolutely nothing. It's going to be a one-tower game. Here comes a Giant and a Prince on the right-hand side, and look at this. He's going to just straight-up tower trade. That is what's going to happen as Trainer Luis is taking out, Trainer Krez is taking out this left-hand side. No problem. Is Crap going to be able to take it out? Yes, he is. It looks like we're going to be going into a 1-1 showdown in overtime.
Now, this is going to be where it's tough, because once double elixir time is going on hard and you can just keep throwing elixir out there, I got to say the Lava Loon deck is probably favored. But, of course, at the moment that Trainer Chris plays that Lava Hound, he's very low in elixir, and that gives an opportunity for Crap to go in with a really aggressive Giant push in the other lane.
I feel like you might never be able to have a chance to drop your Lava Hound again, because you're always fearing a Giant Mega Minion, you know, Electro Wizard, Prince, you just name it, just throw everything that you have at the bridge, and there's no way you can defend it, not double elixir time, not with a Giant getting 3 swings, 4 swings.
I was going to say, the only way I think we were going to see a Lava Hound would be if you had all your defensive troops already out, and then you could just drop the Lava Hound in the middle to soak the towers. Problem for Trainer Chris, he didn't have any support units. It was just a Lava Hound.
Yeah, oh, this balloon is looking, this is looking good. You got a Fireball? No. Electro Wizard.
Oh, great. Zap and Electro Wizard. Now, that Fireball did take out a lot of stuff.
Yeah, but he's got no elixir now.
No elixir. And a Fireball here can take it out. Miner's coming in to pop up behind. One punch. Crap is going to do it. No, Fireball's going to take it. No, actually.
No.
The log. There it is. I was like, Fireball alone's not going to do it.
I was like,
but log does.
Gewinnt. So, ja.
Gewinnt den Pokal und das fette Preisgeld.
Die 2,5, ne? 1,2 sind auch solide, nimmt man mit, aber 2,5 ist halt nochmal...
Ja, ganz klar.
Ja.
Da bin ich gespannt. Tobi mit dem Verband. Lol, wenn es ein Mirror-Match wäre, das wäre jetzt schon witzig.
Mirror-Matchups sind generell auch nochmal ganz anders zu spielen als wie normale Matchups, ne?
Ja, ganz klar. Also Mirror-Matchups ist da kommt viel auf die Start. Es sieht echt nach einem Mirror-Matchup aus. Beim Mirror-Matchup kommt ganz stark die Starthand drauf an, wer da mehr Glück hat. Aber natürlich auch ganz viel der Skill. Also im Mirror-Matchup sieht man auch ganz klar, also was heißt ganz klar, da sieht man den Spieler raus, der doch ein bisschen Ticken mehr Skill hat.
Sie zeigen uns damit auch, dass es ein wirklich starkes Deck ist. Ne? Beide spielen dasselbe Deck.
Ja. Und da hat gerade Tobi einen kleinen Fehler mit dem Eisgolem gemacht. Das Musketeer ist connected.
Das ist viel Schaden gewesen. 1,6 jetzt auf seiner Seite.
Ja. Da bin ich halt wirklich gespannt, wer das Finale für sich entscheidet. Und da kommt die Hawk von Isosan plus den Poison, aber da kommt gefühlt kein Schaden durch.
Ja, ein bisschen was ist dran, aber das ist zu wenig.
Knapp über 300 Schaden. Es war aber viel Elixier, das muss man halt auch sagen.
Schöner Kite hier.
Ja. Der ist total nutzlos, der Royal Ghost.
Man sieht einfach, wie beide Türme da agieren.
Richtig.
Stark.
Richtig. Aber es ist ein Mirror-Matchup. Außer es sind noch kleine Änderungen vorhanden, dass jetzt zum Beispiel Tobi kein...
Das würde ich jetzt halt feiern, wenn einer der Spieler da eine kleine Änderung gemacht hat.
Ich bin jetzt gespannt, ob der, ich weiß nicht, ob das Absicht war von Tobi, dass er 3M auf eine Seite spielt. Er hat ja einen Poison. Da bin ich mir gerade ziemlich unsicher, ob das gewollt war.
3M gehen da down?
Ja, ein Musket ist sogar in den Turm connected.
Wenn die jetzt hinter dem Hunter bleibt?
Oh, das wäre ein starker...
Was ist da vorne? Connected nicht am Tower. Schade.
Aber das Musketier, ein Hit. Und ein Hit ist halt wirklich auch entscheidend. Das kann das ganze Game entscheiden und zum dritten Punkt. Und ein Punkt.
Hier möchte man natürlich am Anfang möglichst schon vorne liegen, um den Gegner da unter Druck zu setzen. Das wäre jetzt für beide Spieler hier essentiell wichtig, dass sie den ersten Punkt für sich holen.
Da kommt der Poison, der trifft den Grabstein plus die 3M.
Viel Value hier für Iso-san.
Jetzt bin ich gespannt, ob er da auf der Seite reingeht. Da bin ich jetzt echt gespannt. Geht er nicht. Kluge Entscheidung, verteilt.
Box sind draußen.
Stark überlebt Feuergeister. Lol, da ist die Änderung von Iso-san, der hat Feuergeister dabei.
Und das ist stark hier in dem Matchup.
Feuergeister sind gegen 3M stark, auch gegen die Schweinchen. Hunter hat den Grabstein geklärt und das sind starke Hits. Das sind sehr, sehr, sehr starke Hits. Also auf beiden Seiten hat er mehr Damage gedealt. Der connected nicht und nicht mal einen Hit.
Wundert mich, warum ihm jetzt die Value auf der rechten Seite gibt.
Der Poison meinst du, oder?
Ja.
Stimmt. Normalerweise kommt jetzt gleich noch ein Poison, oder?
Hat ihn gerade nicht im Cycle eventuell.
Ganz starkes Koboldfass.
Musketieren überlebt.
Aber jetzt kommt mal ein kleiner Push auf ihn zu. Jetzt bin ich gespannt. Oh, aber die Feuergeister. Die Feuergeister, das ist eine Karte für 2 Elixier, die Royal Hawks mit 5 Elixier komplett kontern. Und jetzt der...
Stark, Preußen ist da.
Komm.
Sie connecten.
Es sind wieder Hits. Es sieht aktuell sehr, sehr gut aus, wie ist es dann?
Im Prinzip, Preußen reicht, glaube ich, ganz knapp noch nicht. Wenn er da noch einmal mit irgendwas rankommt, reicht ihm der Preußen, um dann den Tower zu clearen.
Also aktuell sieht es wirklich sehr, sehr, sehr gut aus für Susanne, dass er das Matchup für sich holt.
Die Fire Spirits waren halt einfach ein schlauer Move hier von
ganz schlau.
Und das meine ich halt.
Jetzt bin ich gespannt, was er jetzt macht. Die 3M auf eine Lane, das ist mal ein gewagter Move. Die Hand auf der linken Seite, was macht der da?
Connected es.
Es connected, jetzt wird spannend. Okay. Der Hunter. Der Poison reicht halt nicht. Er muss mit den Schweinchen einen Hit landen, dann reicht es.
Geht direkt nochmal rein. Kommt jetzt das eine Schweinchen durch. Es sieht sehr gut aus. Damit ist es durch.
Grabstein minimal zu spät. Das wäre jetzt wirklich krass gewesen. Tobi hätte auf der linken Seite noch den Schweinchen an den Turm gehabt.
So.
Sehr gut. Auf jeden Fall 1:0 für Ilsusan. Ja, aber Tobi gibt auf jeden Fall nicht auf.
Golem.
Und wir sehen von Tobi einen Golem.
Beatdown haben wir jetzt im Qualifying auch nicht wirklich oft gesehen.
Aber Ilsusan hat, glaube ich, einen kleinen Ticken besseren Start, weil er kann pumpen. Aber warum weint er jetzt? Das ist, warum kommt der weinende Emote? Da bin ich jetzt gespannt.
Kennt Tobi halt, ne? Golem ist ein starkes Deck. Gegen Pekka, nein!
Oh
je.
Hat er jetzt noch einen Poison? Das ist jetzt die Frage. Oh, die Fire Spirits.
Oh je.
Ändert der... aber die Fire Spirits auch von Tobis Seite. Oh, das wird auf jeden Fall schwer von Tobi durch die Defense durchzukommen. Das ist wieder das Packard-Rem-Deck.
Aber wie viel Schaden da jetzt schon durchgekommen ist, damit habe ich jetzt gar nicht gerechnet.
Aber ist es dann hart Pumpen? Das muss man... Der hat 2 Pumpen auf dem Feld. Gut, Tobi hat einen Poison, aber das kostet auch wieder Elixier.
Ja.
Es ist schwierig. Es wird auf jeden Fall schwieriger.
Da werden die Emotes schon gespammt.
Ja.
Pekka ist generell ein sehr starkes Matchup gegen Golem.
Pekka, muss man auch sagen, wird aktuell immer häufiger in der Meta zu sehen. Pekka wird aktuell wirklich sehr häufig gespielt. Und ich bin ja gespannt, die Feuergeister sehen wir jetzt heute auch ziemlich oft. Vielleicht ist es ja schon so ein Indiz, dass in der zukünftigen Meta häufig Feuergeister gespielt werden.
Kann gut sein, ja.
Das kann natürlich wirklich sein.
Ist halt gegen viele Karten stark, ne? Wir haben die Royal Hawks zurzeit, wir haben die 3M.
Die Lakaienhorde, die ganze Spam-Meta. Also da sind die Feuergeister in jeder Hinsicht eigentlich eine gute Sache. Und er geht halt wirklich mit 3M Pack auf ein. Oh, das sind die Feuergeister. 2 Elixier.
Die haben da 9 fast rausgebracht. Gell? Fast 9 Elixier haben die rausgehauen.
Ja, also das tut richtig weh. Feuergeister für 3M. Das ist ein Stich ins Herz für Ilsusan.
Aber faszinierend, wie der Pekka da nicht durchkommt.
Ja.
Er ist eigentlich sehr stark gegen Golem.
Ja.
Hat es bis jetzt aber noch nicht Richtung Tower geschafft.
Richtig.
Aggressiver Golem.
Also man muss halt sagen, Tobi hat halt gegen die 3M den Poison plus die Feuergeister, wenn er die so spielt wie gerade eben. Aber an sich würde ich schon fast behaupten...
Starker Nado, mega.
Stimmt, das war ein sehr starker Nado. Aber der Pekka, geht der Pekka down? Der geht auf jeden Fall down.
In der eigenen Hälfte, muss man sagen.
In der eigenen Hälfte, ja. Das ist halt der Vorteil. Oh, Feuergeister gechoked. Das sind Hits, das sind 3 Hits. Die 3 Hits, die sind halt wirklich...
Also spielt Tobi jetzt gerade so stark.
Die sind richtig tödlich, die 3 Hits. Man muss halt sagen, viele behaupten, dass Pekka Golem kontert, aber es kommt halt immer drauf an. Wenn man wirklich ein starkes Backup dahinter hat, mit einer Nachthex zum Beispiel, dann bekommt man zum Beispiel auch den Pekka direkt in der gegnerischen Hälfte schon da. Und
ich glaube, 2 Holzer und Poison könnten auch fast schon reichen.
Da muss er noch was setzen. Und Baby Rank connected und das ist auf jeden Fall der Win.
Das ist der Win, ja.
Sehr stark. Sehr, sehr stark von Tobi gespielt, muss man ganz klar sagen.
Und damit haben wir jetzt ein 1:1 im Best of 5. Ja, also, ja.
Der jetzt gewinnt, hat den Matchpunkt.
Genau.
Und wir sehen wieder die Feuergeister. Das ist eine krasse Sache auf jeden Fall.
Gut, die Spieler kennen sich, ne? Das wird schon einen Grund haben, warum er sie da mitpackt.
Ja. Es sieht aktuell nach Schweinchen 3M aus, oder? Von Tobi.
Ja.
Und wenn jetzt... Also ist es ein Spiel auf jeden Fall das Royal Giant Deck mit einem Lightning und von Tobi sieht es aktuell aus, als würde er...
Die Guards.
Oh, der Miner, der verwirrt mich gerade ein kleines Stück.
Megalakai, 2 Hits, nimmt man mit. Fire Spirits, er macht direkt Druck.
Hat er den Selfie Ready 9 in Ice Golem? Aber der Ofen ist halt wieder stark in dem Matchup. Wenn er die Schweinchen hat, hat er wieder wirklich vieles gegen die Schweinchen.
Wenn man nichts macht gegen den Ofen, kann er halt die ganze Zeit Damage dealen,
ja.
Ne?
Ganz klar. Und die Schweinchen, also die Feuergeister sind in dem Matchup wieder wirklich stark. Also wie gesagt, man muss das sagen, die zwei kennen sich wirklich gut. Sie wissen, welche Stärken der andere Spieler hat. Und da weiß halt nicht so sein, Tobi spielt halt aktuell wirklich viele Decks, wo die Feuergeister wirklich sehr stark sind. Und
schöne
das merkt man.
Feuerball-Kombi.
Bekommt er einen Hit? Das war kein Hit, oder? Habe jetzt zumindest keinen Hit gesehen, auf jeden Fall starke Defense. Und das kommt halt auch nicht durch. Das kommt halt für keinen Hit durch.
Ich finde es halt stark, dass wir hier die zwei sehen, die zusammen gepracticed haben.
Ja, ich finde. Da muss ein Step kommen. Oh, der
Die kann er nicht durchlassen. Nee, die kann er nicht durchlassen.
Das ist halt immer bitter. Da muss in der Verteidigung nichts mehr dagegen setzen. Es ist immer geschenktes Elixier für Hisosan quasi, wenn da so ein defensiver Miner kommen muss, weil...
Er bringt ihn da immer zum Overextend, ne?
Ja. Den Miner kann man, wie viele ja auch wissen, direkt an den Turm setzen, da bekommt er Damage raus an den Turm und in der Defense kann der Miner gefühlt nichts. Und da ist er an den Turm hinten rausgegangen mit dem Feuergeist.
Jetzt sind wir in der doppelten Elixierzeit.
Oh!
Starker Feuerball.
Kommt es aus dem Ofen noch 2 Feuergeister raus? Oh, das tut weh. Das hat gerade richtig weh. Bombe vom Loon kommt nicht mehr an den Turm. Miner kann man durchlaufen lassen, weil der Turm noch so viel Leben hat. Jetzt bin ich gespannt.
Finde ich schön, dass er jetzt aggressiv geht.
Ja. Dann wird gleich noch ein Feuergeist, der kommt nochmal, oder? Schätze ich.
Aber er kommt mit dem Loon nicht durch.
Nee. Der Loon, da hat er wirklich wieder viel. Ich glaube, das Matchup hatten wir heute schon mal, dass Lava Loon gegen dieses Deck war und der Loon kommt gefühlt nicht durch. Oh!
Connected wieder. Sind es 2 Hits? Einer ist durch, zweiter noch.
Kommt noch ein zweiter Hit. Oh, das tut halt richtig weh. Aber jetzt muss er das erstmal verteidigen. Aber der hat halt gegen den Loon wirklich viel. Die Feuergeister drücken da richtig Value raus. Und der Turm ist sogar auf den Loon gefokust, was ja ziemlich belastend ist. Also damit kommt der Loon auch für keinen Hit durch.
Ganz schwierig. Der kommt jetzt mit dem Royal Giant immer wieder dran für einen Hit.
Ja, das müsste normalerweise Hisosan gewinnen. Gehe ich davon ganz stark aus.
Hit ist durch. Und er kommt mit einem Miner Loon. Er kann es noch mit einer Miner Loon Kombi versuchen.
Da kommt der Miner. Kommt da noch ein Feuer? Da muss ein normaler Feuerball kommen. Ah, aber das nützt nichts, weil der Lightning gut gespielt war von ihm.
Und er kann ihn die ganze Zeit unter Druck setzen. Er muss wieder was reinkommen.
Richtig. Der Ofen zusätzlich. Er muss die Feuergeister aufhalten, weil er darf halt keinen Damage mehr kassieren, weil sonst reicht bald der Lightning und so ein Lightning. Ja, der macht halt doch einiges an Damage.
Aber er macht es gut, dass er jetzt Druck macht auf der anderen Seite. Er zwingt der Tobi was einzusetzen. Loon!
Was?
Loon!
Was? Nee.
Ein Hit ist durch.
Nein! Das wäre fast noch richtig böse ausgegangen.
Starker Move, dass er ihn unter Druck gesetzt hat.
Das wäre ganz krass. Weil Hisosan war zum Beispiel ein Spieler, den hat man vor der Liga jetzt nicht so gekannt. Und Hisosan spielt, es könnte sein, dass er das Deck von Tobi spielt mit dem Sparky. Das wäre das Mirror-Match.
Haben es jetzt beide, das Cheesy-Deck.
Das wäre es jetzt komplett, wenn jetzt beide dieses Deck spielen würden. Und guck dir die Speergruppe an, was die Damage dealen. Es tut halt richtig weh.
Sparky macht Druck auf beiden Seiten jetzt hat.
Oh, ist das belastend.
Schöner Sparky.
Das ist richtig schön. Oh, ganz starker Sepp. Aber der Sepp ist halt gegen den Sparky jetzt.
Er ist dran auf der rechten Seite. Das ist viel
Und das
Schaden.
Megalokai. Man muss sagen, uns hat Tobi zum Beispiel das Deck gestern schon gezeigt. Er hat bestimmt Hisosan das Deck auch gezeigt. Und somit konnte er mit dem Deck auch schon besser üben wie Hisosan.
Ja.
Das merkt man halt doch, sowas. Aber es kann sich natürlich alles ändern. Ein kleiner Fehler und das ganze Game ist wieder gedreht. Aber wir sind auf jeden Fall.
Wir haben wieder ein Mirror-Matchup.
Ja.
Ich bin echt gespannt.
Das zweite Mirror-Matchup.
Ist halt, weil die Spieler sich kennen.
Ja. Da merkt man wirklich total, dass sich die Spieler kennen. Das zweite Mirror-Matchup, gut, das eine war davor minimal anders wegen den Feuergeistern, aber man hat es trotzdem gemerkt.
Ist jetzt spannend, ob hier vielleicht die eine oder andere Anpassung auch vorgenommen wurde.
Ja, aber ich kann es mir kaum vorstellen. Aber das ist der Turm.
Ja.
Das ist der Turm. Hat der Tobi nichts dagegen. Das ist sogar noch der Sparky.
Starker Sepp.
Oh, das ist halt jetzt belastend. Den Sparky gegen diesen Angriff, das war jetzt nicht. Es war jetzt quasi semi-optimal. Der Sparky hat kaum noch Leben, kann er fast nicht mehr in der Offensive benutzen. Schwierig.
Er muss jetzt schauen, dass er noch einen Hit am anderen Sparky rauskriegt.
Aber der Sparky ist halt auch eine Karte, die mit wenig Leben viel...
Oh, das meine ich.
Das meine ich.
Das war ganz düster hier
ja.
für Tobi.
Und Sparky kann halt wirklich mit wenig Leben doch noch viel Value entfalten. Und jetzt geht er auf jeden Fall wieder offensiv
rein. Er kann
rein.
Druck machen. Er bringt ihn jetzt an der Seite, der kriegt Hits raus.
Ja.
2 Hits, nur einer, schade.
Aber jetzt kommt mal wieder ein kleiner Push auf Tobi zu mit dem Royal Ghost. Setzt da jetzt den Goblin-Schein in die Mitte rein.
Den würde ich durchlaufen lassen, der dealt zu wenig Schaden.
Setzt den Sparky ganz klug. Oh, der Goblin-Schein auf die Seite, das war jetzt etwas belastend für Susan. Ungefähr im gleichen Moment gesetzt. Okay. Geht der Sparky auf den Royal Ghost?
Schöner Hit.
Geht drauf. Und jetzt ist es dann das erste Mal verteidigen. Jetzt bin ich gespannt, ob er das verteidigen kann. Jetzt wird gleich ein Sepp kommen, dass der Sparky reconnected.
Noch ein zweiter.
Das ist das Win. Das ist der Win. Das geht mit Tobi. Da kommt der Feuerball, das ist der Turm. GG. Ist es dann keine Chance mehr, dass er da einen Turm holt. Ja. Und aktueller Stand 2:1. Für Tobi. 2:2. Jungs, sorry. Es wird 2,5 K bekommen oder
1,2.
1,2, ja.
Das ist das Doppelte.
Das ist nur ein Spiel. Es kann einfach so viel entscheiden.
So, vermeintlich letztes Spiel für heute. Finale. Wer wird hier der bessere Spieler sein?
Falls kein Draw kommt. Da kommt der Magic Archer. Ist Tobi bei seinem Sparky-Deck geblieben?
Sieht so aus. Er hat ja angekündigt, dass dieses Deck so stark ist.
Ja. Also, finde ich absolut krass, was hier heute geschieht. Man sieht eigentlich komplett nicht die Decks, die man sonst sieht. Das sind komplett neue Decks heute gefühlt.
Und das ist immer das Schöne an so E-Sport-Turnieren, dass man halt einfach was Neues sieht.
Ja, auf jeden Fall. Da nützt es halt das ganze Spieler ausstudieren nichts, wenn man herausfindet, welche Karten er oft spielt, weil das machen die ja genauso, dann ändern sie ihre Decks auch.
Ja. Aber dieses Kobold-Riesendeck gibt auf jeden Fall einen Screenshot, das gefällt mir sehr gut. Mit dem Sparky.
Ich bin gespannt, ob wir das jetzt öfter sehen, das Deck, weil es überzeugt eigentlich heute komplett, das Deck.
Es ist gar nicht so leicht zu countern, wie man zuerst meint.
Ja. Hat er jetzt da...
Schade, dass die Flugmaschine hier connected. Er retarget nochmal.
Überlebt das mehr? Oh, das Megalock überlebt. Das ist
belastend.
Aber hey, es ist
Hit an die Hütte.
Sparky, überlebt der Sparky?
Hit! Jawohl!
Nee. Aber starkes
das ist viel
Holz.
Schaden, den
Und das Holz geht auch noch an den Royal Ghost. Aber der Tower, der geht down, die Sperrkurbel sind dran. Das ist der Turm für Tobi. Und das 2:2, jetzt geht's los.
Direkt aggressiv.
Die Kanonenkarte lässt er connecten, aber der Turm hat halt noch so viel Leben. Es ist krass. Ich bin gespannt, ob er das noch dreht, aber aktuell sieht es sehr, sehr, sehr gut aus für Tobi.
Ja.
Mit dem Sparky
das möchte er auch mitnehmen heute. Ja. Ne?
Der Sparky ist eine Karte, die in der Defense wirklich 1A steht. Also da kann er so viel Value rausholen. Da bin ich wirklich gespannt. Also,
es halt
pass auf, der Magic Archer, der dealt Hits.
Feuerball
es waren 3 Hits. Sperrkurbel minimal zu früh gechoked, aber da sieht man mal, wie stark, also wie viel Value der Goblin-Schein herausholen kann.
Hat er jetzt noch was gegen den Mega-Minion? Anderer Mega-Minion ist da.
Aber Sparky geht auch down. Sparky ist down. Das war jetzt sehr wichtig, dass der Sparky down gegen Face zu sein. Oh, da hat er gut gespielt, aber da kommt jetzt halt wieder ein Push.
Schön.
Auf Tobi zu mit einem angefrackten Royal Ghost plus Magic Archer plus Flugmaschine. Da kommt Feuerball.
Er muss jetzt durchkommen.
Oh, und das tut wieder, Kanonenkarte geht down. Also ich würd fest behaupten, Tobi Spirit Hawk macht das Game und gewinnt.
Ja. 6, 5,
4, 3, 2, 1.
Let's go! Geil!
Tobi ist der Gewinner vom Finale. Absolut krass.
So, wir haben...
They're both lounging around, back in the arena, ready to start. Baron cracking his knuckles. Got a little wry smile there. I think a win here for Baron would be necessary to go into the top 2, but a loss might not even send him into the bottom 2. He's already got 2 wins on board. Probably feeling pretty confident over Adam and Suarez right now, who have both dropped 0-3 and 0-4.
Is that a bit of a log bait coming out from Surgical Goblin?
That's what it looks like to me.
Princess instantly being deleted by Poison, split archers at the back, and Goblin Bow comes right behind.
Yep, getting the log roll through. Just missed one of them. Baron is playing a very interesting deck here. He's got Giant Skeleton and Sparky, 2 cards that we very rarely, if ever, see. You know, Nim Sensei did get a chance to play and win with Sparky. It's going to be a huge upset if Baron can do the same thing here. Inferno Tower is a really good counter, though, to those big, heavy troops. The Giant Skeleton might have some trouble getting through that, and especially with all the distraction that Surgical Goblin's going to be able to put up with the Goblins. You got to be a little bit worried for Baron, but he's playing calm, cool, slow, collected. Going in for this left side attack, though.
Yeah, he's not going to answer for the gold. Oh, Slog comes out.
Hang on,
that's
going to block it. That's about 500 damage off the left side tower. Skeleton started to stack up just a little bit. Princess and the Dark Goblin making it a little bit too slow in there. And a nice poison as well. Baron is actually playing at the top of his game right now. That left side tower down just about 800 hit points, while Surge hasn't really gotten too much of a connection yet on his opponent.
Yeah, he's got a little bit of chip from that Goblin gang that just came through here, but it was drawn like a little bit of attention there on the left-hand side. But gonna drop the tombstone, let these Skellies start marching up the right lane, probably combo up here. Something to do with it once he gets to the 10 Elixir, but Princess gonna have a very easy time shutting down all these Skellies, because of course, just such incredible range in AoE coming out from that card.
That's right. We've got just kind of small, mid-sized pushes going out so far. Expect in double Elixir time to see Surgical Goblin holding onto that rocket until he sees the big push coming in from Baron. A giant skeleton with a Sparky right behind would be a massive threat. Now, Baron does not know that his opponent has the rocket right now. If he tries to make that play, he could be in a lot of trouble. Roll a log through here, Baron. That's what you need. How is that not a log opportunity? Maybe it's not back to his hand yet.
I don't think he's got it back to his hand.
Or he's holding on to it for the Goblin Barrels. That might be a pretty good option. There it goes. Rolls through. Down to 1960 on the right side there. But Baron applying more pressure to the left. Will be trying to pull out a win here. He's going to send in another graveyard push maybe. Skeletons to catch. It's looking like, actually, since he's got skeletons in his deck, that deck list we have on the left side of the overlay may not be accurate. Yeah, Archers as well from Baron, so not quite sure what we have.
Golden Bow coming down. Gonna answer with the log, but Princess, I don't think is in range to actually be hit by this, so Princess still gonna be fine. Oh, Mega Minion gets the one slap though.
Whoa,
Graveyard on the left.
Front to block.
Poison available
Poison's gonna take down the Dark Goblin and hit the Knight and the tower. Good opportunity for Baron to get some damage in here. Bring it way far down, might even get into triple digits. Oh, not quite, but Baron beating Surgical Goblin right now, ahead in the match, hasn't claimed the win yet. But let's see if he can just continue this very careful, slow, methodical defensive play. You know, there's got to be just this sort of psychological advantage for Surge right now, sitting high and mighty. Surge dodges that poison with great deftness. Log rolls through, though. He's going to need to counter this Goblin Barrel out back. Ooh, yeah, lucky for Baron, that was a Juke Barrel.
Yeah, Juke Barrel, Skeletons catch it. Very nicely played. But you got to think, Baron could, in theory, just cycle through poison here. Combine attention with Graveyard as well, because the Knights are not going to be able to catch both Skellies.
Skeletons are starting to stack up out of the back.
No,
500,
the King Tower
400,
defense.
300, 200, a poison added on top, and Surge gets the good game.
Are you kidding me?
His first loss in the Crown Championship. Baron has done the unthinkable.
We knew that Surge
a bit, or if he's got a unique creation of his own to try to claim victory here.
It'll be sure to be interesting to see if there's any variation. Surge running the 3 Muskies this time.
I just love watching Baron. He's so subtle in the way that he looks around, gives a quick little smile, a knowing nod to the camera. We've got a Goblin Gang out the left side. Zap goes down, not going to get quite the connection that he's looking for there with the Barbarians, but one does make it onto the tower, blocking for the Night Witch there.